Hello, hello. Hi. Hello. Let's see. Where am I? Hi. Hello. Happy Thursday, everybody. Hello. Welcome aboard. Let's do on. Get our greetings out of the way real quick. Welcome in, Knight. Welcome in, Graham. Welcome in, Fable. Welcome in, Chris. I can't say right now, but look at solving Umineko. I will do my best. I'm not smart, and I will fail, but I'm gonna do my best. Maybe I'll slowly wrap my head around it. And also, welcome in, Wolfen! And welcome in, Serge as well. Welcome in, welcome. Hi. How are you doing? Good! I just took a painkiller. And now I'm feeling better. I'm feeling alive. I'm ready to stream. I took my pre-stream painkillers. So yesterday I didn't stream, and it's like odd because I always stream on Wednesday. I always stream on a Wednesday, which is like, that's like my Wednesday and like Fridays are my like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are like my main stream days. So like it's so odd. It was so odd having Wednesday off. But my I have a lot of chronic back pain. And it was just really hard to do anything yesterday. So I was also packing my orders, so I got all of those packed up. I haven't taken them to the post office yet, but you'll be in and out of here since you have to tune your guitars before you're back on. Understandable. Good luck with your tuning. Please stay safe out there. But yeah, I had to. I had to take painkillers before I started the stream because my body is still in like exorbitant amounts of pain. It's nothing like worse than usual, but like my right side I get a lot of like really bad pain, specifically in like my ribs area, and like my ribs and all my joints will start to scream in pain if I don't take a painkiller, which won't be good for me who needs to read a lot today. I just wanna read. I always feel better. Just a heads up, your reverb is on. Oh shit. Thank you for letting me know so I could turn that off. I forgot. I didn't even realize it was on. I also hope you feel better. It'll pass. I'll feel better in like a few days, probably. Made for a good entrance. That's true. It was for the dramatic effect, of course. Only for the dramatic effect, of course. But if you guys ordered my merch set, they'll be shipping probably, so I printed all the labels, so you should have tracking info for all of them for everyone who's ordered. And they should be, I need to bring the packages to the mailbox before I can fully ship them, but I should be able to do that within the next few days, hopefully. So they should be reaching you in the next week and a half or so, if you're US based. Cause it'll probably take around a week to get to you guys. So after I like bring them to the post office, but it's happening. They'll be going out soon. And you can have one. And you too can have Search Channel merchandise. Can't wait to hang everyone's merch together. Yeah, please. Also, when you guys get in your merch, like, please post them and tag me in them. I want to see. Show me your shrines, or just anime shrines in general. Show me your merch now. But yeah, we are playing Umineko today. We finished chapter 2 last week. I'm like I'm just thinking I need to go back and like clip the moment from last week where Battler was like, "No, you can't torture my family eternally in hell, Beatrice. You can't do that. Play Dread. This is so fucked up. Play Dread of the Grave." I'm just like, I'm so ready for Battler Incompetence Simulator. I'm just so ready. I want to know everything. I want to know it all. But we've just started we're only on chapter 3. There's like 5 more chapters. Shockingly, we're over halfway done with the first part. We're like halfway done with the first part now. I don't know how long chapter 3 and 4 are comparatively. I assume they're as long as chapter 3. And chapter 3 wasn't as long as I was like expecting it to be. But like, I guess they didn't really go over as much in chapter 2 because they were like, oh, it's magic. Bozo. But it's I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Oh, I need to upload the rest of I need to upload the rest of my VODs that I'm backlog on. I only have one VOD backlog, so I only have one VOD that I need to download right now. So, maybe I'll do it after stream. I will upload that soon. So, hopefully, everyone who needs to catch up can catch up. And we'll finally be we'll have everything. I'm actually quite caught up on my uploads. I'm only one behind right now. But while I'm on the topic of VOD uploads, I would like to hold on, give me a moment. Give me a moment. I need to pull this up really quick. Okay, I need to give a special shout out to Wigglypon, who I've noticed. You think I don't see you? You think I don't see you? Who has been timestamping all of the episodes. All of the VODs have been timestamped by Wiggly, which is absolutely incredible. And super mad respects to Wiggly. We'll give some love to Wigglypon next time Wigglypon appears in the chat. Because I was going to do it myself eventually, but Wiggly has beaten me to it. But I think how many of them are, I believe Wigglypon is on is on session 3 of chapter 1. Yes, okay. Yes. Okay, yes. So all of those have been time stamped, which is really cool. Let's all give, if Wigglypon arrives, next time we see Wiggly, we'll, I'm just gonna do this. but here's Wiggly. There's Wigglypon. Wigglypon is super cool. Wigglypon is a good friend of ours. They've done a couple streams with us before, and including the charity stream. And yeah, they've been doing. They didn't ask. I just noticed this the other day when I was going through my like my YouTube. I was just going through like my YouTube. I was just going through my notifications, and it was all of these comments were there on there, just noting everything, which is super cool. So big love to Wigglypon. I will die for you forever and ever. I should message them later thanking them for that, because I see them reading it. I see you reading it. But thank you once again. I just wanted to quickly bring that up before we started reading, because it means a lot. It was something I was gonna do, but Wiggly took the time out of their day to go and timestamp the entire VOD for the first three episodes of Umineko. So if you guys want to skip straight to the story, you can skip our our yap session that's before because I don't really I don't edit the VODs at all. I just download them and re-upload them to YouTube. So because I'm silly. I could edit them if I wanted to, but I just don't have the time for it right now. But Wigglypon has come in clutch. Of course. Wolfen grabbed you by the ear and dragged you here. Wait! I saw what you've been doing. I saw what you've been up to. I heard you've been reading Umineko. Ooh, good chaka. Trying your best to catch up. No, I noticed on the VODs that you had time-stamped all of it, so I was just talking about how nice that was. I was like, I was gonna do that myself, but Wigglypon beat me to it, so everyone thank Wigglypon now! Immediately! Right now! But no, it's awesome. I was like, I noticed that and I was like, wait, this is awesome. Oh yeah, Secretive is going through my mind as well. Thank you, Wigglypon. I owe you my whole life. I owe you my life now. But thank you for taking the time out of your day to timestamp everything. You got the cool. You got the coolest captions around. I can't wait for you to catch up. I'm very excited for you to catch up with me. Because last week it got a little heated. The Umineko got a little heated last week. It was kind of good. It was kind of really good. But yeah. Oh, discourse in the seagulls. You could say the seagulls are crying. But, it's just, it was a very, how would I describe it? Last week we had kind of an Ace Attorney moment. The Dread of the Grave comes up and I feel every emotion at once. Because there's one track in Umineko, and I love this track because it sounds like an Ace Attorney track, and it's Battler's theme. It's called Dread of the Grave. And he's so chill with it. He's not chill with it, he's quite angry with it. Thanks for swinging by. Yeah, thank you, Lily! I was gonna message you personally later to thank you about it, but if you weren't in chat, but thanks for bringing me here at gunpoint. No! It's okay, Wiggly. If you have other things to do or if you don't want to be spoiled, I completely understand, because we last week, for reference, Wiggly, for reference on how much you need to catch up, we're starting chapter 3 today. It's happening. We're starting chapter 3. So, there's probably going to be a ton of epilogue. There's probably going to be a ton of prelude to when the actual murders happen, so we have plenty of time to catch up. But yeah. I need to get my sip. I got my sip on. I got my. Will be a lurking as do not spoil yourself, but will comment on my current thoughts in the book club channel. Please do. Please, I want to hear. Now that I'm like a little bit ahead, I can be like, maybe so. As if I wasn't also like that. As if everyone wasn't always, like, everyone who already has read Umineko is like that to me. I know something you don't. Actually, I know less than you. The more you read, the thing with Umineko is the more you read, the less you fucking know. The less you know. Especially, I've heard the first, like, 4 chapters, you don't know shit. I can't wait for... Oh, I'm so excited for Beatrice to call Battler incompetent again. I'm so excited. Woohoo! I love murder. I love murder mystery. I love murder mystery. So I've been, speaking of murder mystery, I've been rereading, or I say rereading, but I've really just been listening to an audiobook. I've been re-listening to Murder on the Orient Express. Because, I like it. I really want to read more books. I want to, like, listen to more audiobooks. You have the new game for that? Wait, there's a game for it? I mean, I assume so. I've watched the movies for it. Oh, I assume this is what it is. Oh, it's like a detective puzzle game? Whoa! This looks nice. Yeah, this looks good. Yeah, I saw it on... I looked it up just now. I saw it on Steam. I was like, ooh. Ooh. It came out in October, right? That's something that I might be able to pick up. That would be something fun to play as well. Played ABC one in the first cases. Oh, okay. I don't know how, if it differs at all from the actual book is the main thing, but that's definitely, I kind of want to play that game. I kind of want to play the game adaptation. I wonder how, I'm like curious how they adapted it. There's just so many characters in it, so. You do have the book, you just have to read it. That's real. I've listened to the same audiobook of it like 4 or 5 times at this point, because I put it on when I'm going to bed and I fall asleep to it, so I've had to re-listen to it like 6 or 7 times. Wherever I remember like falling asleep, like I remember, because I like fall asleep to it and then I then I'll go to work, then I'll go to the station next day, and I'll go do my work, and then I'll put on where I remember last leaving off, rinse and repeat until I finished it, and I've reread it like 4 or 5 times. I wouldn't say reread, but I listened to it like 4 or 5 times. There's just something really good about audiobooks. It kind of hits that same thing that Umineko does, because like a lot of them have like BGMs and like sound effects, and it really gets you immersed, especially if you're not like if you're doing like other stuff in the background, or like if you're doing some like boring menial tasks that you can space out during. It's like so good. I love listening to audiobooks. It's something that I was like, I don't know if I'd like audiobooks. I'd rather read it myself. But now that I'm so busy, I'm like, audiobooks are awesome. I have so much time to listen to them because I don't have to read them. But I really want to read more of, I really should listen to more Agatha Christie audiobooks, because I've only ever read Murder on the Orient Express. That's the only one. But there's like a ton of Hercule Poirot books. Did they... Wait, sorry, I just saw something on my timeline. Did they re-release Ao Oni again? Did they like remaster it? Yeah. Ao Oni remake. Is there a new one? Hold on, I need to open Steam. Hold on, this is important. Sorry for delaying this, but this is important. That's one of my first RPG Maker horror games. What the heck? Oh, it came... Is this just like a port? The top comment is straight up owling my Oni right now. I love how like everyone is literally. I love how everything is just like this game is peak. This game is peak. This game is peak. And who else up owing their Oni? Oh, did they literally just like slap a new coat of paint on it? It looks like they just like redid all the assets for it, but like the game is still like kind of clunky. What the? There's apparently like a new mode, like a new character you can play as in this version. It only took them 16 years to make a new game, to re-release the game that's actually good. Because, like, the thing with Aoni is that it's, like, it's one of those series that's so fucking legendary, but, like, everything that has come out of the IP outside of the original game has been absolute shit. So, I have low hopes. I have such low hopes nowadays. But if they make... Apparently they also made like a 3D horror game, which was actually like... It was like a little bit... It was like, you could tell that it was obviously made quickly and like... It's not very... The sound is very loud? What sound? On my end, or... Oh, never mind. Okay. I was like, my audio levels don't look messed up at all. What's going on? What going? But, I was a fool. Foolish. But yeah. The thing with Aoni is, like, apparently... Like, they actually made, like, a decent, like, 3D game, but it was only made by one guy. So I'm like, what's going on here? What's going on here? But then they made a bunch of, like, mobile ports and, like, mobile sequels for, like, mobile, and they are all, like, awful, ad-ridden, unplayable messes. So, Aoni is really interesting. I watched, like, there's someone who I watch sometimes, and they make really good video essays on, like, RPG Maker horror games, and, like, just general, like, horror games. Like, they have a very similar taste in games to me. So, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I was like, oh, wow, cool. You opened a game somehow? That was me opening it. With my mind. But yeah, no, he's been like basically going through all of the like classic RPG Maker horror games, and I'm like, oh, I'll eat this shit up any day. I'm excited. I wonder if he'll actually cover the new Aoni stuff, because he's done a bunch of stuff on, like, I think he's done like 3 Aoni videos. He did one in the main game and all of its like predecessors, because there's like multiple versions of Aoni, like, because the creator kept like updating the game and making it better and better, better and worse technically, but and then he made a game on all the bad mobile ports, and then he made another video on the 3D Aoni. So I'm really excited to see if he does another one. That's exciting. That's exciting. Exciting news. Exciting news for me. Something about me is I just fucking love RPG Maker horror games. I like, despite my like lack of ability to play any other type of horror games, RPG Maker horror games, mwah, I love you so much. It's that thing. It's the thing is, it's like RPG Maker horror games are also mystery games. But, we should probably read Umineko, huh? We should probably read Umineko. I've been yapping for 30 minutes. But yeah, I think he recently released a video on like Mad Father. I think was the last one he did. I'm really hoping he does like Pocket Mirror or like oh gosh, Pocket Mirror and Goody Two Shoes maybe. I'm excited to see what other ones he's done. I know he did Witch's House. He's done like a lot of the classics. I wonder if he'll do like he played Witches. He played He played Witch's House and Mad Father, so I'm wondering if he's gonna play Misao. Because that's by the same creator. I think, did Misao come out before? I think Misao was the first game that they made. But we'll see, we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. We should play games, play games, play games. I'm playing games. I think so, yeah. I think Misao was the first one he made. They made? I don't know the creator of this game's pronouns. Quit you fucking crying. But yeah, it's so interesting because I don't know, I feel like that era of games, like between like 2009, like no, between like it wasn't even 2009, between like 2007 and like 2015, 2016, there were so many good games that came out. It was like it was a peak era. It's because of the 3DS. It's because of the DS and the 3DS, honestly, and the Wii, and of course, RPG Maker games being in their heyday in the early 2000s and early 2010s. Because there was also like the I can't remember the name of the series. It's like because it's a set of like 4 RPG Maker games set in the same universe. Oh gosh, is it? One of them is like the Hanged Man, one of them is like the Crooked Man, the Boogeyman, and there's one other one. I can't remember, but I forget what it's called. I think it's like Strange Manic Anthology. But it's all 4 of those. I played portions of those ones back in the day, and then yeah, it's I love when I said that it's Umineko timed and Umineko'd all over the place. That's my favorite thing. I should really play some more classic RPG Makers. I really should, like, I want to play more of them, but they're just like really annoying to play because a lot of them have fixed size on how big they can be, and a lot of them are super small windows, so it's like really annoying to play them on PC. I might replay I know there's like the remake for Witch's House, but like there's a remake for Eve, there's a remake for Witch's House, there's all kinds of remakes for classic RPG Maker games, but oh, Eve, I missed that game. I should play that again. I miss her. But, good morning. I'm quite surprised you see you haven't surrendered. The Golden Witch has extremely high hopes for you. Have you figured out the structure of this world by now? You have no chance of victory unless you know the rules. Please enjoy the game with the witch to your heart's content. The difficulty level is equal. Equal for both you and the witch. Okay. But yeah, we're gonna start chapter 3. To those who aren't caught up and care about spoilers, I think I was too scared to play those games when I was a youngin', but I've watched a lot of people play those games in the past. You should play them, Fable! Those are good stream games. You should play Witch's Heart. I think you'd actually really like Witch's Heart. It seems like the game that you'd really like. You should ask Parfait about it. It's really good. I got a commission from the artist of Witch's Heart. You're a scaredy cat? You struggle so bad with jump scares? I can't do good. Yeah, jump scares are really bad for me, but like, the top-down style of RPG Maker horror is like more, palatable for me. So I still get freaked out, but like not nearly to the extent of if it was like a first-person game. Jump scares my detested. Yeah, that's the thing, is that I just like, I can't stand jump scares, and like every fucking horror game is just like, oh yeah, here's loud noises and jump scares. Lol, idiot. Where's the creeping dread? Where is the creeping dread? I want creeping dread. I don't want jump scares. I want creeping dread with no payoff, no jump scare at the end. I just want to be seeped in dread for 3 hours. And then I want to die from something I didn't understand. Like, the thing is, psychological horror is just so much like... The thing is, psychological horror is harder to write. And it's harder to, like, fully do, so people don't do it. They're just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna make another mascot horror game worth like 800 million jump scares. Have fun, idiot. Have fun, bozo. I'm like, I miss the days of psychological horror. It's so funny because you tolerate anything but jump scares. Not that horror without jump scares is better, but like you're better at horror if you can do it without jump scares. Yeah. I think Ryukishi does horror really, really well. There are parts of Umineko that have made my skin crawl. But it's also just because like Ryukishi writes... Because the thing with psychological horror is that it's intrinsically linked to the human to like humanity as a whole. So it's just like people who don't like have a good understanding of people can't write psychological horror. If I have to play a game with jump scares, I have to have a friend with me and call in doing so. Bestie, do you want me to play RPG Maker horror games with you? We can play Ao Oni. That's what we have to do for Goody Two Shoes, otherwise Parfait won't play it with me. Ao Oni? Ao Oni is like the RPG Maker game of all time. It's like the predecessor to most trends in RPG Maker horror games. You've probably seen the main villain about. It's pretty iconic. Other than that, Eve, Witch's House. What other RPG Maker horror games are there? Let me look. Mad Father is a good one. Witch's House, Ebe, Ao Oni, Yumi Nikki. I'll send you the Steam page for the Ao Oni remake. Hold on. Hold on. I keep getting distracted. We keep getting distracted. You've seen Ao Oni. Ao Oni is more comedic. It's a more comedic horror game. Is the main thing. Because there's Corpse Party, there's Misao, there's Angels of Death. Yeah, there's the Crooked Man, the Strange Man anthology. There's so many, like, RPG Maker horror games. There's so many. There are just so many of them. And a lot of them aren't even on Steam. A lot of people, like, there's a lot of, like, of them on, it's this one? Yeah! Oni is like a classic horror game. It's like a classic RPG Maker horror game. It's like the grandfather of most of like the modern RPG Maker games. There's also it's like Corpse Party and Ao Oni are kind of the two big like old ones. Okie dokie, I'm headed off for the night. Enjoy Umineko. Thank you, Night! Thank you! You didn't know the name? Oh yeah. I was like, if you've seen it, you know what it is. You've definitely seen it before. The purple man. He's blue. He's out and he's Oni. He's blue. Who up-owing their Oni? Okay. Okay, we're gonna actually start Umineko now. We're gonna start chapter 3. I'm gonna stop yapping about RPG Maker horror, but Fable, if you want to play any RPG Maker horror game you want, within reason, I can't play Pocket Mirror and I can't play Goody Two Shoes because I'm already playing them with Parfait, but any other RPG Maker horrors, perhaps in the future we could play those. But let's go. Perhaps the Witch's House. Ooh, Witch's House is a good starter. It's a good starter. That and Mad Father. This story is obviously fictional and fantastic in nature. Any resemblance to existing individuals, locations, and blah 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 will not be, is all coincidental. The vase is very beautiful, rich with history and value. Even as young as I was, it still forced me to take a deep breath when I witnessed its beauty. Of course, it was a member of Grandfather's favorite collection. And so that I didn't accidentally destroy its fragile beauty, I was always given strict orders to never touch it. That just made me want to touch it. It looked light, and yet so elegant, just glancing at it gave an indescribable sense of dignity. I wanted to see what it felt like to touch a vase like that. However, just as Grandfather had said, it was a thing that shouldn't be touched. Something this beautiful should never be touched. Such beauty can only dwell in something so easily broken. Because of that, just a brush of the finger by someone like me would... Just like how a fun dream disappears with a poof when you wake up, it disappeared, fell, and broke into pieces. I realized that because of my own foolish curiosity, I'd done something that couldn't be taken back. No matter how much I regretted it, no matter how much I apologized, the broken vase would not be returned to its original form. Grandfather would probably scold me, probably very harshly. I ended up breaking into tears and sobbing, frightened. As I did, I noticed something beautiful, lightly dancing golden butterflies were coming towards me. As mysteriously glowing golden dots shone in the air, the butterflies began to gather, one at a time. Oh, it's Beatrice. Beatrice, that reliable golden witch, had arrived. Oh. Huh? Wait. The butterflies kept gathering until they formed a cloud, and then she was there. She was always there for me. Whenever I was in trouble, she'd appear and save me. Good day to you, Princess. Beatrice! Oh my. Why are you crying so? And on a day so well suited for a tea party? I broke Grandfather's precious vase. Oh, Grandfather's gonna get mad at me. I don't know what to do. I see. That is worrying. The master really treasured that particular vase, didn't he? Imagining how he'll punish you scares even me, Beatrice. Grandfather was a very frightening person. And when you failed to follow something he said with even once, he would become so mad, with a rage that would even make fallen angels in hell quiver. Since I knew that to my bones, I couldn't do anything but tremble and cry. I possess no magic that can scoop up your fallen tears, but if you need magic that will prevent the master from scolding you, I might be able to imagine something. Really? Yes, if you'll be brave enough to believe in my power. Power of belief is the source of magic. Miracles only appear to those of great faith. I believe in your power, Beatrice, so please fix this vase. Please. If that's what you want, Princess, then leave it to me, Beatrice. When she extended her index finger, a golden butterfly softly landed there and changed its form into her favorite cane. But even that was enough to give me a small glimpse of Beatrice's wonderful and awesome power. She pointed her cane at the broken vase, and just like a child's lullaby, she began speaking the magic words. Come, try closing your eyes, and try to remember. What form did you have? It was surely a very, very beautiful form. Please show me that form one more time. Was it words, or was it song? No, it had to be magic. After all, can't you see? The pieces of this vase are rapidly gathering together, gently returning to the place where they'd been on display, reassembling into their original form. Incredible. See? Now it's back to normal. This way you don't have to get yelled at by the master. Wait, huh? What? What? Beatrice, you really are amazing. You can fix broken vases like it's nothing. That's not true. Returning something broken to its original form is a very, very difficult thing to do. My magic can only make it remember what it once was for a short time. But the vase really turned back to the way it was, right? Correct. That doesn't mean the vase has avoided its fate of being broken. All I did was temporarily get the broken vase to remember its form before it broke. I've not yet attained the high levels of magical power that might be used to restore a broken fate to its original form. At that time, the high-pitched scream of a servant could be heard inside the mansion. When I went to see what had happened, I noticed that several of the servants had gathered and were cleaning up the remains of the broken vase. From what it said, that a black cat had sneaked up from somewhere and climbed up on the vase, causing it to break. Two of them? Two of them? Two of them? Two of them? Maybe two of them. I understood the meaning of Beatrice's words. At the moment I broke the vase was broken. Beatrice let me see the vase being restored, but that was a temporary thing. Didn't mean she'd changed the fate of the vase being broken. And so, the vase remembered its true fate and broke. However, the one who broke it wasn't me, but a cat that had snuck in. That's right. Beatrice never said, let's fix the vase. She said she'd prevent the master from scolding me. The fate of the vase breaking still hasn't changed, but the fact that I broke it certainly has. Beatrice cleverly saved me from that danger with that magic. It's very easy to break something. After all, you don't need magic to break that vase, Princess. Then physics stuff is really hard? It is. It's so hard that you broke down crying, unsure of what to do. Does that mean magic is easier to use when doing terrifying things? That breaking and killing is really easy, but fixing and reviving things is really hard? That's right. With magic, it's far easier to break and kill. That's why weak witches lose to temptation and become intoxicated with gathering easy power for themselves, neglecting their true magical training. Real magic's the power to repair, to revive, to summon happiness that has disappeared, summon love that has grown cold. It can even summon a smile to the face of a princess who's forgotten how. Then, Beatrice, since you managed to fix the vase, does that mean you're an incredible witch? My days of training are far from over. After all, I couldn't make the vase forget its fate for even an hour. I'm sure my teacher, who taught me magic, would have been able to restore the vase to its original form forever. So if it kept breaking and breaking, she'd be able to fix it over and over again? Yep. When one reaches that level, they're considered to be an endless witch. That's the endless level all witches ought to reach. We offer the utmost respect to those witches and call them by that title. An endless witch. That's right. To witches with the power to mend things endlessly, the concept of breaking doesn't exist. They're released from all the sadness caused by losing things, and they're promised eternal bliss. Certainly, the human world is full of sadness caused by separation and loss. To escape that sadness, people pray to gods and ask for the power to withstand their sadness, leaving it to be a test. In other words, a human's life is a journey searching for a way to withstand a sadness. In that case, a witch who could revive all things that would be free from all sadness in the world. Simply put, that would mean eternal bliss. I wonder if I could become a witch like you and gain eternal happiness. You, Princess? It's a long, long, difficult path, you see. I want to become a witch. I want to find happiness. Beatrice, I want to become your disciple. You have even a trace of a doubt in that feeling? No. I want to become a witch too. I understand. Then, until you get tired of me, I'll make you my disciple. Will you call me teacher? Yes, teacher. That's a good answer. Then from now on, learn the depths of magic along with me. I'm also in training. Let's both learn the proper use of magic, doing our best to reach that blissful level. Yes, teacher. Is this Beatrice's backstory? Because they didn't say who the child was. Is this just Beatrice? Is this Beatrice's backstory? Oh, yep. There we go. A dream. That face takes me back. An endless witch, was it? That rank I'd yearned for in the past as the highest possible achievement was now just another one of my titles. Well, you may even call it my calling card. Yeah, that's Beatrice's. That's her origin. Every once in a while, being called that can be quite satisfying. I trained so many days to achieve that rank. It'd be a bit of a waste if I never got the chance to appreciate it. She shook her head lightly. If it's the highest possible level, that means there's nothing higher. Eternal dead end. The beginning of eternal boredom. I remember what teacher told me. When one is released from all sadness, it's the same as eternal bliss. That's what makes me think that teacher couldn't have ever reached that level. Eternal bliss means eternal boredom, and that's the beginning of eternal torture. But it all depends on how you look at it. Eternal boredom is the same as a sketchbook that doesn't run out of pages. It means you can draw whatever you want, you can try to have as much fun as you want. Boredom is the worst sort of poison, which kills all witches. Even those great witches who are given the title Lady fear it. It is the eternal poison that tortures them because of the eternal bliss they've reached. Now that I've learned the name Endless Witch, I wish I could speak with teacher again. Is happiness really what lay at the end of our training? Just what is happiness? I wish I could talk with her about that now. Training has no end. When you think you've reached an eternal level, it's exactly the time to bemoan your own immaturity. I recalled those words as though she'd answered me directly. I see. So I'm immature, am I? How amusing. How truly amusing. The sound of painfully shrill laughter rang out. It was coming from my furniture. What, did they break their toy again? Beatrice, this dice stopped moving again. And I haven't had nearly enough fun yet. What a pathetic man. But I haven't gotten a chance to play it all yet. Let me play. Be silent, filth. You keep devouring him like starving gods, of course he'll keep breaking right away, no matter how well Beatrice fixes him up. You broke him the most, Satan. You just don't know what holding back means. My apologies, Beatrice. Please forgive my stupid little sisters. Fix him quickly. I'm next. I'm next. Must you keep up that infernal racket? Ugh. A single yell was all it took to make the noisy sisters of the Seven Stakes vanish. All they do is mess around, having as much fun as they want breaking him. They only come to me to clean up afterwards. Truly, the furniture never leaves me bored. Once the furniture hid themselves, all that remained was a sloppy mess, and the last remnants of a broken toy. It had no form anymore. It's hard even for me to remember its original form in this state. Better to make it remember for itself, perhaps. Oh well. I waved my golden pipe, then I spoke. I chanted. I made it remember. Come, try to remember. What form did you have? After all, right now, you pretty much look like a huge lump of scrap meat. I have no idea which part is your arm and which is your leg. Unless you remember, I won't even remember to recall your face. By the power of magic, the pitiful pieces of meat began to remember what their form had been. Which part should go with which part, and what sharp part should one wear. That's right, just like that. No, you should be a finger on the left hand. That's the right hand. That's it, good. Good morning. Have you woken up, Ushimura Battler? She's been obliterating him over and over for fun and profit. How ironic that your true nightmare begins after you awaken. Ow.
If you just accept that I'm a witch, you'll quickly wake up from this nightmare and I'll send you to heaven. I'm the king of Mount Purgatory. There's no escape from this hell without my approval. You called this hell? That's just useless. It's all useless. I'm impressed you can still talk like that after experiencing the pain of death not once like any other human, but more times than I could count with all my fingers. This is why I never get bored. I never get bored of you. Yeah, no boredom problem here. After all, I get my pick of those ninja with the death. Holy shit. Battler! I'm not likely to get bored for a while now. Hello? He's kind of crazy for this, but I kind of, at this point, I have to respect it. I do have to respect it, because he's being, like, turned into mincemeat, and he's like, ah, yes, hotted women in my area, finally. At least I'm being eviscerated by beautiful women. I'm like, okay, Battler, alright. I'll give you this one. That's splendid. Otherwise I would get bored too. So, my furniture, I fixed him so you can play as much as you want.
Thank you very much. Oh, mine. Told you your turn's over. I'm next. Get away from him.
Wonderful, isn't it, Battler? Look how popular you are. Popular guys have it rough. Get in line, freaks.
You just stayed obedient instead of acting tough. This would go so much easier. Nah, he's good like this. His scream feels so much better. No, let's not break him so quickly this time. Did you all hear me? You aren't running this show.
Battler, let's continue where we left off, okay?
After they locked Jessica's room with the master key, how did they return the key to the corpse's pocket, which was inside the room?
Well, maybe. So they used a fishing line or something, sending the key through the room, through the crack of the door.
Wrong!
So naive. Of all the doors that exist on Rokkenjima, none has a crack in which through a key can slip.
He was wrong, right? Okay, this time it's me, my turn. Where should I strike? Me, back of the hand. No fair. Okay, I've got the back of his other hand. I'll take the tip of his nose. Why? Let me do it. Let me strike too. Ah! Don't be so slow, Leviane. You've always gone first serve. Come first serve. Alright, I'll take the top of his foot. I'll take his shoulder, okay?
Oh, Jesus Christ. You're sisters, right? Play nice with each other, okay? Ugh. I can't believe you're still resisting. Why haven't you realized your false courage actually gets us fired up? Sorry, that false courage and being stubborn are my specialties. No matter how much you try to confuse the issues, I'll never excuse witches and magic. Even though you can't explain anything with humans and tricks? Are you stupid? Know your place. Is he stupid? It's okay. We don't have to force him to accept it. Soon he'll want to accept it so hard he'll start crying. Now he really wants to kneel down on the ground pitifully and beg for our forgiveness. Oh, he's broken already. Beatrice. Oh well. Since I know I can revive him over and over, my furniture won't even hesitate to break him. Good grief. Giving eternal rebirth and eternal death at will. Before the endless witch Beatrice, all life and death has no meaning. Even death can't become the key to escape from my cage. Come, Battler. Remember your original form again. I'll toy with you to my heart's content, understand? I see. How truly pleasant it is to have a toy to play with for all eternity. How could this be could this be the endless bliss wishes gain at the ended level? I see. Yes, this bliss certainly is amusing. I'll revive you over and over, and I'll kill you over and over. Let's see what kind of murder play will unfold on the next game board. Come on, bring it in. Let the game begin, Oshirmia Battler. New game board just dropped, baby. I love you, women. Mean women. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I was gonna let it play. That's fine.
I think it's just the same opening as usual.
Dang, too bad Annika hates cigarettes so much. Sorry, she's been pretty grumpy since last night. Please don't hold it against her. Rudolph and Hideyoshi went out to the deck and took out some cigarettes. I've always hated the smell of cigarettes, but when she was in a bad mood, she got even more sensitive to them. And they decided to smoke casually until they reached the island. The two of them had gotten yelled at and chased out onto the deck. Hideyoshi tries to use his lighter, but the strong winds gave him some trouble. Rudolph took out a Zippo with a smooth checker and let Hideyoshi borrow the flame. When did you start spraying his cigarettes, Hideyoshi Nissan? Just after the war. In the beginning, I was rolling them. Then I started using what I sold. You're already smoking when you met Aniki. I bet she's always telling you to stop. I never listened to her, so she's already completely given up to that. Gotta be stubborn in times like these. After being scolded by Ava, they'd escaped to the deck together with their tails behind their legs. There was little doubt who'd gotten their way in that exchange. She isn't usually so short-tempered. In fact, she's usually a more gentle, quiet woman. Every year, she changes when this day comes. Is that so? To me, she looks just like the Aniki we've all known so long. That's just it. She's back to being the Ava of the Urshimiya family, but that ain't the Ava I know. Well, I know why she's grumpy. This family conference is gonna be a pain. Got that right. There's a plan to threaten money out of Cross. We might as well call it a family conference, but it's gonna be a sibling fight at this rate. For the family conference, the three siblings had made a secret pact without Kraus. They're all facing urgent situations and needed a lot of money fast. The only one they could turn to was Kraus. He spoke for the Yoshirimi ahead now that Kinzo spent his time shut up in his study. For a long time now, they'd vaguely sensed that Kraus was taking advantage over the fact that Kinzo had lost interest in his own wealth. And they suspected that he'd started embezzling that wealth to suit his own purposes. Despite being disgusted by this, they'd turned a blind eye to it while everything was still going smoothly for them. But now that they needed money, they really couldn't afford to let it slide. Yes, they had asked Rudolph and Rosa to form an alliance, and they were now scheming to take that money away from Kraus. Rudolph, both you and I are company presidents. We're responsible for the livelihood of our employees. And Rosa's was a president too. As well, it's a hobby. That's right, sorry. Basically, we've all got responsibilities. Now that I've thrown down the gauntlet in front of the executive board, I gotta bring in the money, even if it means getting down on my knees or drinking mud. Same here. I can't betray the employees who have trusted me and followed me for so long. That's why I need to get some money out of Kraus, even if I need to grab him by the neck. Aniki and Aniki have always been at each other's throats, and now she's gotten challenged. And Aniki head on. It's no wonder she's on edge. Ava really has a bad relationship with Kraus Nissan since long ago. Hasn't she talked about it? They were always at each other's throats. She never talks about the past, even if I ask. She probably doesn't want to remember. She's always been brainy and shrewd. Her grades were good, too. Compared to that, Aniki was just average. The simple fact that she existed would have been pressure enough, but she kept boasting about it and driving him into a corner. That fool. Why drive him into corners so openly? I'd hardly call that shrewd. No kidding. Aniki regretted being born a woman, so she probably couldn't forgive Aniki, since he was the chosen to succeed just because he was a man. She'd always boasted at letting him see that she was better at every little thing. Father really is an old-fashioned person. Gender discrimination was part of his system of values. Kinzo's a piece of shit. I'll bet Ava's eagerness to prove herself made him dislike her a bit. Oh boy. Wouldn't you say schooling for women is like sugar and black tea? The taste is dull and flat without it, but too much ruins the whole thing. So since you can still drink a black tea without sugar, he was in fact saying there was no need for women to study. Those infuriating words are what Nissan hurled at me in despair when I asked to go to college only to be denied by father. I pressed it as I need to bring up my proper dignity in an education as the oldest daughter, making college an essential next step. When it came down to it, father and Nissan's answers were exactly the same. How conceited for a woman. I've never taken to the Shirmiya name lightly, not once since I was born into it, and I've been even more careful not to take my father's name lightly. Our family is an old one, with many traditions, but it lost its wealth and businesses in the Great Kanto earthquake, pushing it to the brink at one point. That was when Father took control with his ingenious talent, reviving it so it would be even greater than what it had been before. Not once did I forget that I was the daughter of that great Ushirimiya Kinzo. That's why I always made every effort to become worthy of that name. I needed dignity worthy of the Ushirimiya family. Schooling, manners, leadership. Even if I couldn't quite reach Father's level, I deepened my knowledge in economics and finance, trying to improve myself so I could be of use to him at any time. However, in the end, Father never acknowledged my efforts. To Father, a woman was only meant to support a man, and nothing further than that was permissible. When was it that I came to understand that? It may have been as early as my childhood years. But I was going to have to wait until I grew up before I could truly accept it. Compared to me, you couldn't have said that Kraus, my older brother of 2 years, worked hard at all to become deserving of the Ushirimiya family name. He told me many times since my early childhood that he would naturally succeed Father simply because he was born a man. He kept on repeating that, as though it formed an uncrossable gap between us. Couldn't stand it, even though I always got the better grades than Nissan. Even though I became the past president when he never managed more than vice president. Even so, Nissan was considered the appropriate successor to the Ushirimiya family, just because he was a man. Of course, you could find gender discrimination everywhere in those days. No, it was even considered a virtue in that era. During that despicable time, people said that when a woman is born, she obeys her parents, and when she gets married, she obeys her husband, and when she gets so old, she obeys her children. But that's exactly why I wanted to turn that on its head. Innocently, I kept trying to prove that I was the most fit. However, I eventually realized that all my efforts had been doomed from the beginning. Wouldn't you say that schooling for women is like sugar and black tea? The taste is dull as flat without it, but too much ruins the whole thing. What do you mean by that, Nissan? Just as there's roles that only men can fill, there are only roles that can be filled by women, right? I do believe giving birth to children, raising them, and supporting the master of the house are roles that can only be filled by women. Are you trying to say there's no need for a woman to work or study? I wouldn't go that far. Talking to an unschooled woman is tiring, and nothing more. However, women are even more tiring when they're too smart. I do believe that a woman as violently assertive as you would bring no end of hardship to her future husband. Yeah, fuck Kinzo, fuck Kraus. We're out of here. Get me off this island. Fuck Ava. Honestly, Ava, you can kill them all. I don't care. Are you trying to say that a woman has to marry and hide in the shadow of her husband? It's none of your business. Though you're my younger sister, I can look up to you for the respect you hold for Father and your desire to become a daughter worthy of him. Even I am capable of feeling such respect for such noble sentiments. It's just disgusting. What's this about noble sentiments? I'd call that flowery prose coming from you. Are you pretending to be the head already? The decision I received the headship has been established from the very beginning, and yet you seem to be laboring under the illusion that you might become the head, hence the useless and reckless efforts you've expended. Reckless efforts? Is it really that bizarre for me to say I want to go to college? Yeah, it is bizarre. You undoubtedly are the oldest daughter of the glorious Ushirimiya family. One day you'll subsort that family crest by being wed to the partner most valuable for Father. However, excessive learning is not what's being asked of you. What you need are gentle feelings that will allow you to care for your husband, the ability to handle housework, and the humble demeanor that will reflect well on the master of your household. These are all skills you lack utterly. In the end, can you really call yourself a suitable daughter of the Ushirimiya family? I have no intention of being some secluded lady. I just want to become the person most capable of assisting Father at his work. And you shouldn't do so in a manner fitting an Ushirimiya family daughter? The only irony is that Kraus is only... Yeah, he only has a daughter. Yeah. Like, the way Jessica asks makes a lot more fucking sense now. Cause she's, I think we can kill Kraus. I think that's allowed. I think we could kill Kraus and Ginzo. I think that's fine. It'll be good, overall good for the world. Photos Thursday. Hi, Zeros! Welcome in! We're starting chapter 3. With you're still managed, even at your age. You never learned how to wear makeup in a way that'll please men, or much less how to cook and do housework, and learning how to brawl. That's rude. Martial arts aren't brawling. They're a perfect way to train and discipline the mind. When sneezing, I can take more than enough care to act as a woman's share. What are you trying to say? That women should be slaves to work for men? Who mustn't be so forward? It's inelegant to say it out loud, but I think a few unpleasant words are necessary in order to correct your mistake. So let me say it plainly. Women exist to serve men, and men exist to provide for women. A woman's job is to protect a man's back, to protect his house, and raise his children. Most women realize this without being told. They realize it on their own. But even after all these years, you still haven't realized that about yourself. So I've decided to clear away that misunderstanding for you before you leave this family. You ought to thank me. I'm just so sorry, Nazi. So sorry that your husband's passed away. Are you looking for a new one? It's an insult to all women. No. Never thought of myself as a woman, and I've never depended on anyone because I'm a woman. How am I inferior to you? In grades and accomplishment and everything, I'm better, so how can you look down on me when you have nothing I lack, except for the fact that you're a man? It's about knowing one's place. Every day I've been raised with the readiness of one who will be the head. In the future, that preparation will surely become essential, but you're different. Even though you'll marry and lose the Ushirima family name, but you're being trapped by this unnecessary illusion. What's your complaint? Even if you'd been born to a man, the successor of the headship still probably wouldn't have been you. Why are you so unsatisfied that you insist on attacking me even now? What's my complaint? Misan, you're always like that. Looking down at me because you'll succeed the head, even though... Ugh. My complaint. I've got a billion of them. Grudges, hard feelings, humiliations that I'll never kept floating through the back of my mind. They all built up at the same time, coming out of my throat as a shameful moan. What's all this noise? God isn't the only one who holds silence as a virtue. Father. Probably overheard our sibling fight. Father entered with a clearly unhappy face. Cross, are you fighting with your siblings again? Why don't you have the dignity to act as the leader for your brother and sisters? How shameful. I'm embarrassed to hear this from my eldest son. A flash, he struck Krause's face. I readied myself for being struck in the same way, but I wasn't hit. My apologies, Father. Dignity isn't the only thing you lack. There's much more. You're immature in everything, and so you pretend like you're an adult. Realize that it's 100 years too early for you to talk like that, and devote yourself to your studies. Don't make me lament my son's incompetence anymore. Yes, I'll continue to strive so that I can become a person of worthy succeeding you. Since those words were directed at me. Even though I was being yelled at Father, he was still bragging to me about how he was special, about how he was the successor. I couldn't stand it, and I finally spoke what was on my mind. Even though I realized it'd be improper for the member of the Ushirima family to do such a thing. Father, please tell me how I'm inferior. I've tried so hard, I've studied so hard to become a person who won't bring any shame to your name. Please tell me how I'm inferior. How can I improve myself enough to learn your acknowledgement? That again? How many times do I have to say it before you'll understand? I expect nothing from you. Women should be women and just learn how to cook and sew. You aren't prepared at all as a woman. In you, I don't see a trace of the mindset needed to serve one's husband, to earnestly devote himself to one's needs. Hurry up and rot, old man. What good are you as a woman? Don't you realize that you're a daughter of the Ushirima family? And yet you only want to learn things so you can act like a man. Your duty is not to imitate Krause. Don't even understand your own duty? As a member of the Ushirima family, I won't bring shame to you. That's where you're already wrong. Your duty is to marry out of the family and bring me a man who's profitable to me. And then you'll devote yourself to your husband, provide the children, and multiply. Be a good wife who brings praise to your husband's family. Just what is it that you can do to please a man? Do you think you can make tea? Do you have any talent in cooking? You have nothing. All you've done is try to mimic Krause. Krause will succeed the Ushirima family. If you're unsatisfied with that, then you're disobeying me. You're saying you'll refuse to listen to what I say, even though you're my daughter? Get out. You're disinherited. I won't let you call yourself an Ushirima. Disinherited. This is painful to read, genuinely. Hang in there. Please calm down. Genji, could you please bring him some water? Yes, immediately. Eva, leave this place. He doesn't mean what he says. I'll calm him down. Garrett, if you won't listen to me, you're disinherited. Yeah. Like, Ushirima family is bad, but like, Kinzo is the reason for all of this. Like, they're treating her like shit. She should be in charge. Make her the president. While Nissan patted his back, said his duty was naturally his. It was so vexing for me to let him take that duty all for himself right then. If I carelessly approached Father at that moment, I would probably be the one to get hit next. However, I fearlessly tried to force Father's back. Genji blocked me. Eva, perhaps it would be better if you stepped outside for now. The master's not in a good mood today. But why are my children so incompetent? Kraus is lacking in dignity. Ava's always a stubborn tomboy. I have no son who's like a man, and not even a daughter who's like a woman. Where did I go wrong raising them? Why, Genji? Where did I go wrong? Master, you haven't done anything wrong. Kraus has John into a sturdy son, and Ava into a lovely daughter. You haven't made any mistakes. How can you say that? What's so lovely about her? Far from a lady, she's acting like a man. Disinherited. Father, that's just what I'm always telling Ava. Ava's promised she'll have a change of heart and act like a lady. Couldn't you postpone that decision for a little longer? Who's a lady? Disinherited. Go quickly and leave this to me. Kraus gave me a look telling me that. Ugh. Honestly, like, fuck Kinzo. Me and my homies hate Kinzo. Did I take the wrong path, just like Father and Nissan said? True, I never studied how to be a lady. Everything I've learned was done in the hopes that I could help Father someday. But is that really true? Haven't I always been trying to compete with Nissan, with whom I've had a bad relationship with since I was a girl, because I wanted to steal his position as successor and show him a thing or two? Every chance he gets, Nissan tells me that men should be manly and women should be womanly. I've been tormented by this unfair discrimination just because of my gender, something people are born with and can't do anything about. I resisted, endeavoring to this very day to study, prove that I'm not inferior, despite being a woman. That doesn't mean my love of learning comes entirely from the stupid complex I've got against Nissan. Father wanted me to become a lady whom she could go out in public and not be embarrassed. Did I betray his hopes, earning good grades and threatening Nissan to satisfy the childhood resentment? It says trans rights. Diversity win! Diversity win! Oh, wait! Oh, she's so cute! It's not it. You swore to me saying I will become the assessor for the Ishimiya family. You... Baby Eva! Oh. The me of my years was a young girl, born inside my heart on the day that I made that oath. That's right, she was my only ally. When things got difficult, when I felt like I was about to get crushed by it all, she'd always quietly appear and support me. When I ran into roadblocks and despaired, she'd always appear and support me. When I grew up and the memories of my childhood years faded, I always forget my conversations with her. I, Ushimiya Eva, will definitely become the head of the Ushimiya family, and I'll triumph over that irritating, arrogant Kraus. On that day, we promised to do our best together to achieve that. That's right, we promised. On that day, I promised that I would become the successor to the Ushimiya headship. On that day, when I'd been overcome with sadness, wondering I was even alive, you appeared from inside me and lent me your strength. Father didn't accept me. I wanted to teach Nissan a lesson. I believed that doing this would let me say goodbye to the wretched creature I was. For a time, I truly believed that my life had no purpose other than to be looked down upon by Nissan. It's painful just remembering those days. They're a wound, a crack inside my heart. She taught me how to sew up that wound. I turned my anger into effort and improved myself, trying to become a person more worthy of the headship than Kraus was, trying to triumph over him and making Father accept me. It was my perfect revenge. I was vaguely aware that a woman couldn't possibly become the family head. But I thought that maybe, if I had proved myself valuable enough to overturn that premise, then surely Father would select me to be his successor. If that happened, then I'd be able to have the greatest and most perfect revenge against Nissan, who always acted like his succession to the headship was completely inevitable. That's right. If we can manage that, the wounds in my heart will be healed. We promised each other to do our best until that day comes. And now you're saying you're gonna break that promise. Scum. Coward. If only you'd give up and die. Even though she looked like me as a kid, she was still another me. Her tongue was sharp because it was mine. Makes me pretty mad hearing that, even that from myself. You have no right to speak of me like that. And let's use that angle to fuel our learning. Changing anger into power is my magic. I've saved you from a bunch of tight spots with that power, letting you succeed when you shouldn't have. As long as you have my magic, there's nothing you can't do. That's right. Anger has always been my driving force. I wonder what it was that I forgot that. If you can remember me again, the magic will become yours once more. Come on, let's turn that anger into power and study even harder, okay? I know we've got a lot to learn. Let's go to college, study more and more, get excellent grades, and drive Kraus into a corner. That guy acts like we're nothing, but I'm sure he feels pretty well cornered on the inside. If only he'd just learn his place and die. If he did, we'd become the head. Rudolph won't take the job. That kid can't go against us. Stop that. No matter how much more I study, Father still won't accept me. Why not? Father told me to be womanly. Because I'm a woman, no matter how hard I tried, Father wouldn't have passed the headship onto me, even if I hadn't been born before Nissan. No matter how much effort I put in, I can't become anything more than a woman. I can't be acknowledged. Nissan doesn't try at all, but I can't express him. He'll look down on me forever. Father and Kraus are the worst kind of any male supremacists. If only they'd just die. She cursed them for my sake. Words that I couldn't say so easily, she said for me. Even though I understand she's just another part of myself inside me, I feel like she's the only ally I have who can sympathize with me. However, while sympathy might do a lot to calm my heart, it won't do anything to improve my current situation. In the end, she can only console me for however long it takes to be dejected by reality before I finally accept it. Thank you. You've done enough. Now that it's come to this, I'll become such a good lady that'll shock even Father. I'll find an excellent man that Nissan can't compare to. You can't do that. She rejected my timid thoughts. I understand. Because she is me, I understand. All Father says is that he won't let a woman succeed the headship now. But even that's just a rule Father made up. Since he made it, he can get rid of it. Human feelings can change far more often than the number of sand grains on the beach. Kraus is such a stupid man that Father's eventually going to realize it, even if we don't prove it for him. When that happens, that wall that separates a man from woman will be demolished by Father himself, who set it up in the first place, and that day will surely come. How can you be so sure? 'Cause that's my magic. If you just believe, the magic will surely summon a miracle. The basis of my magic is nothing more than your believing heart. Witch! If I use this magic, then surely I'll never have to doubt until the day I die. Then I'll eventually become the head. But I don't know if that's the right thing for a Mushima Eva. Maybe I should try to become the kind of lady that Father wants, someone who can proudly participate in high society. And if I'm reported, maybe Father will change his opinion on me. Maybe I can find my own lifestyle, just as Nissan has his. Anyways, I can't imagine my stubborn father choosing a woman like me as the head, especially if it means skipping over Kraus. You don't believe? I was just thinking. Maybe I can't succeed the headship, but as a woman I can have a child. And Nissan isn't engaged. If Nissan isn't able to father a child, and I gave one to him, wouldn't that make my head child the next head after Nissan? In other words, wouldn't that mean the same thing as stealing the headship from him? Are you serious? Yeah, I'm serious. True, it'll be very sad to resolve the resolve I've had since childhood. It pains my heart to betray you, my younger self, but this is my most realistic option. Are you throwing away your dreams? And me as well. I'm not throwing away anything away. I'm an adult, and the day has come for me to part ways with you. That's right. Ava's already become an adult. She's even forgotten how to use magic, and now she's the mother of a single child. She forgot all about how magic can touch one's dreams, and now she's forcing those dreams onto her son. Even though Father and Kraus ruined your life, you're trying to push your dreams onto your son, ruining his life. Is that what you call being an adult? George is a son I'm proud of, who won't embarrass himself no matter where he goes. The dream I wasn't granted might come true for George. Jessica's a delinquent in both of her grades and her behavior. She's a woman. If only Jessica would step down, George would become the heir. Even saying it was painful. I'm just forcing my regrets onto George. It's not like I have any right to look on Jessica with scorn. Wasn't I just horrible for hitting her with the same words that caused me so much suffering? I understand. I understand. The desire to triumph over my brother is part of my own personal revenge. Can't use George for that. I'll take revenge myself. I have a plan to cheat Nissan out of his money, with Rudolph and Rose as my allies. I'll surely be able to get back at him. In any case, I'm sure that Nissan is embezzling Father's assets. What a boring plan. Why don't you give up on that and cry yourself to sleep? We will become the Ushirimiya family head. Don't mistake what your dream is. And you believe me when I say that it'll definitely become true. Believe in my magic. If you believe, I wonder what power will dwell in that magic. It will. My magic can grant any wish with certainty. Oh! That phrasing. Certainty. That's a key phrase. Is this Lambda's piece? Is Ava Lambda's piece? That would make sense. Because there's a couple of pieces on the board that were dropped into the that are partially influenced by other witches. So there's 3 witches on the board right now. There's Beatrice, who is the acting force. She is the game master, and then 2 of the witches, Lambda and Burn, have their own pieces on the board. To my understanding, to my knowledge, I think that Ava is Lambda's. It suits her MO. It suits her usual type that she goes for in these types of games. And then I don't know who Burn's piece is. It might be Maria, maybe? I don't know. I'll believe, so create a miracle with that magic. If you don't, the hole in my heart will never heal. Okay, then listen well. Listen to my magic words, and understand. If we can solve the riddle, we can become the Ushirimiya family head. So lend me your ears and listen carefully. The witch! Behold the sweet fish river running through my beloved hometown. You who seek the Golden Land, follow its path, downstream in search of the key. Ava, it looks like we're about to arrive. When Kyrie shook her shoulders, Ava jumped and woke from her doze. Oh, sorry. I was half asleep. Sorry to scare you. Aunt Ava, you were out cold. Did you get up early this morning? Maybe. I let you all see something embarrassing. I'm sorry. Well, I see it's pretty impressive you were relaxed enough to sleep. Battler kept yelling, "We're gonna fall, we're gonna drown. Can't get bored with this guy around." Shut up! All humans have at least one thing they're weak against. Battler and Jessica came in, messing around. Rudolph also made a face as if asking, "Are you okay?" Get a hold of yourself. When you see Dad and the rest, all that sleepiness will go right out the window. Let's give it our best, okay? That's right. We have to keep it together, especially this year. That's it. Let's all tighten our souls and go. Rudolph said these strict words in a small voice that only Ava could hear. Failure would not be tolerated in this year's family conference. All their companies were hanging in the balance. Even Rudolph's face looked so tense. His expression probably looked tense as well. Mom, I have our luggage. Let's go up into the deck. Thank you. You really are considerate, George. Why are you thanking me so suddenly? It's not like you, Mother. Ava, George, we're there. Grab our luggage. We're here. Hey, Maria, stop running or you'll trip. Seemed Maria was already getting excited. She ran circles around Hideyoshi, escaping from Rosa, who was trying to catch her. What is it, Mother? Do you feel sick? Ooh, I can't stop yawning. George, take our luggage and go on ahead. Your mother's probably feeling anemic, so I'll lend her a hand. Really? Okay, I'll head out first. Something odd in Ava's expression had told Hideyoshi that it hadn't been a pleasant awakening, so she made George go ahead. Rudolph's family and Rosa's family also went up to the deck, leaving only Ava and Hideyoshi inside the boat. Ava had a vague expression on her face, as though she hadn't been able to escape from her daydream. What's wrong? Why the meek face? I wonder if I'm using George as a tool for my own revenge. I wonder if that childish hostility towards Nissan has caused me to treat that child's life like a toy. Oh, what have I done? That isn't true. George is our wonderful son, and he'll always perform admirably wherever he goes. Ava, even if you let your own hopes get in the way a bit, everything turned out okay in the end, hasn't it? You haven't done anything wrong. In fact, George is grateful for the strict discipline you always gave him, right? Really? Hey, really? George doesn't think I'm a terrible mother, does he? Does he? Does he? Does he? He's never said anything like that. No, not even once. You're just worrying too much. Hideyoshi-sama, everyone's left the boat. Oh, did you lose something? Do you need a hand? Kumasawa had come to check on them when they hadn't come up to the deck. Hideyoshi had Ava behind his back so that her expression wouldn't be seen. Yeah, sorry. My necktie pin just got a bit crooked. We're fine, we'll be out in a sec. Wait outside for us. Is that so? Then I'll wait outside. Even though she didn't understand, Kumasawa realized that something had come up and disappeared so she didn't trouble them further. If they'd stay there any more longer, they'd probably make everyone else worry too. It's about time to go. We'll make George and the rest worry. George really doesn't despise me. Yeah, nothing of the sort. In fact, he's very grateful. Did you have a nightmare? Again? Yeah. Hideyoshi knew that Ava was often tormented by nightmares, and that always grew more marked on the days leading up to the family conference. Hideyoshi knew that Ava's relationship with Kraus was still on the full of antagonism to the point of being traumatic, and that she still couldn't let go of the feelings she'd had as a child. That was a dream. I'm with you now. If I grasp your hand like this, that dream will go away. Right? Look. I'm holding tight. That hurts. Thank you. Ooh, I can't stop yawning. I'm fine now. Let's get off the boat. Yeah. Let's get off the boat. Everyone's waiting for us. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I yelled at you about the smoke from your cigarettes just now. Come on, you normally wouldn't apologize for that sort of thing. You're all frail after having that dream. Don't worry about it. I was wrong for not realizing the smoke was affecting you. Have you started to hate me? No way, no way. If I hated you after something like that, we wouldn't have lasted 3 days. Come on, stand up. Let's get off this boat. Genuinely, I love how much they, like, love and trust each other. Like, their relationship is surprisingly, like, super fucking healthy. From, like, what we've seen. Hideyoshi Eva-sama, is everything alright? Are you not feeling well? This time it was Goda. Looks like they kept everyone waiting for too long after all. Then Ava had to stand up without grumbling now. She had to stop forcing her bad mood onto her husband and causing more trouble. But that wasn't something a good wife would do. Is everything okay? It's a matter concerning your health. Shall I call Dr. Nanjo? Thanks. But I'm just feeling a little anemic. I'm fine now. It's a woman's disease. Don't worry about it. Come on. Don't say stuff like that in front of people. It's embarrassing. Oh, sorry. Ava elbowed Hideyoshi in the gut. By that time, her Nora expression had returned, allowed Hideyoshi to relax a little. The bright sunlight outside almost made her dizzy. A small plank for getting off the boat was lowered, and Goto was waiting there, smiling and ready to lend them a hand. Please, Ava. Your hand? Thank you. Welcome to Rokkenjima. Welcome back. Holy fuck. I fucking love Ava. Holy shit. Huh? When she left the boat, it seemed to Ava as though she'd heard the voice of her young self. No, it hadn't seemed that way. Someone had told her, welcome back. After becoming a shameless adult, the voice of her young self was distant. What am I living for? What can I do to release myself from this obsession? Hideyoshi heard her talking to herself. When Hideyoshi held on tightly to Ava's shoulders, her firmness alone told her there was no need to say any more. Maybe it was because the typhoon was getting closer. The lively cries of the seagulls, which usually greeted them when they arrived, couldn't be heard at all. Whew, okay. I just really love her. Like, What is it, Fable? What did you learn? What'd you realize? Did you realize something? This means she'll live this time, I think. Yeah, I think she's gonna live this time. Finally, we win. MILF Nation wins for once. This is a win for MILF Nation. I want to check something. Yeah, usually the people who get to they either are like the last one, they for sure won't be she for sure will make it out and won't be sacrificed. We'll see what she ends up doing. I feel like this is gonna, I have a feeling I know what if this runs a bit closer to the first chapter's murders, I have a theory, but I feel like things are gonna change around again. I feel like it's gonna be witch versus witch. It's always been witch versus witch. It's always been witch versus witch. These damn witches don't know how to mind their business, is the thing. Fable, I think that we should watch Umineko. I think we should watch Higurashi. I think you need to understand. These witches are spiteful fucks. They're all as spiteful as the Ashiramis. And they're all fucked up in the head. What do you mean 6 years ago? I mean, I was still in elementary school back then, right? It's pretty unfair to expect me to remember everything, don't you think? True. Especially because we're so young. We've grown a lot in these 6 years. If I hadn't been introduced, I might not have even remembered you. Really? I figured he was Battler right away. And when he opened his mouth, I was sure. I just met him for the first time. Didn't know him 6 years ago. That's right. Maria was only 3 when then. Well, same goes for me. I only knew Maria when she was 3. And since she's grown so big, of course I wouldn't recognize her. Yeah, the thing with this is that there's a lot of meta stuff going on, because this is just the story of Umineko is just the game board. The murders and everything is just a repeating loop that changes slightly every time, because the witches are playing their little games and moving the pieces around. This is just multiverse chess with time travel. After lunch, we'd all turn to the beach to walk around, talk, and take it easy. Our parents were apparently having a suspicious, complicated decision, so we just ended up leaving them behind. Well, as I'd guessed from the start, the conversation focused on me, since I'd been away for 6 years. Still, you've gotten really tall. I wouldn't call myself short, but your height really surprised me. That's right, I remember well that Battler was 6 years ago, but I was surprised even so. Yeah, seriously. I can hardly believe this is the same Battler we knew back then. I'm surprised how much everyone remembers about it. My memory's all hazy. They're writing their own version of Umineko and arguing which is the best one. Yeah. And Battler's like, no, they all are bad. I bet. Looks like it's taking you a while to remember us. You know, that hurts a bit. Come on, this was 6 years ago, right? I'm the one who has it bad, being forced to remember. Are you saying that you can't remember well because it was 6 years ago? I can remember it as clearly as if it happened yesterday. Well, your memory's great after all. You remember the kind of things Battler did and said back there pretty clearly, don't you? Come to think of it, that's right. Shannon's memory can be incredible when you least expect it. I'm horrible at remembering. I remember fun things, but I can't remember boring things at all. We all laughed, saying everyone was like that. Shannon? By the way, what was Battler like 6 years ago? Remember any interesting episodes? Let's see. I'm sure that he said something like this when he left. I'll be back. See you again. I'll surely come for you riding a white horse. Stop it. That's so embarrassing. Sounds like something you'd say. Yeah, I remember you always used to be full of those stupid lines, Battler. It really does sound like something Battler would have said back then. Embarrassing. Is that embarrassing? Yeah, horribly embarrassing. Maria, I'm sure that when you're in middle school, you'll want to say embarrassing stuff like that. When that happens, make sure you write it down and read it 3 times before saying it out loud. If you don't, you'll definitely regret it. Still, everyone has to pass through that pitiful period. That's right, that's how you learn your place, learn shame, and become an adult. That's one of those bittersweet things that everyone does in adolescence when they transition to becoming adults. A memory you just want to forget. Ugh. After all, this is stuff I'd let slip out without thinking, so I didn't remember the words exactly. But now that those words were being recited to me, they were as embarrassing as all hell. I only recently came to understand this weakness and was working hard to avoid such careless outbursts, but I guess I was just born of the habit of speaking without thinking, and there's nothing I can do about it. This guy, like, I love him, I hate him, I wanna, like, put him, I just wanna, like, study him. I just wanna put him in a jar and shake him around a little bit, you know? Witch behaviors. Putting Battler in a jar and shaking him until he dies. Do you remember any other embarrassing stuff? Well, I remember a few other things, but since it looks like the person in question wants to forget them, I think I'll refrain from saying any more. To be brutally honest, I don't remember this at all. Please don't make me remember. Shannon's bullying Battler? You can't. You shouldn't bully people. She wasn't bullying him. Let's leave it at that, okay? But Shannon, you'll have to tell me all about it sometime Battler isn't around. Sounds pretty interesting. Yeah, certainly. No, you can't, Shannon. For a while, George laughed at me as though warming up for when Shannon would tell him more about my embarrassing misspeaks. He wants to know. George looked like he was flirting with Shannon, but he seemed somewhat open and frank about it. He was always that way with his cousins, but he usually took on a reserved, gentlemanly attitude when it came in contact with the servants. When I thought about it, I got the feeling he was being a bit overly friendly, which seemed strange. Maria started scribbling in the sand with a stick, and George and Shannon joined in. This left me and Jessica off to the side, so I asked her secretively, "Hey Jessica, is George going out with Shannon?" Oh, what the? How'd you guess? Battler, you've got a keener eye for people than I thought. Huh? I was just kidding, but they're actually going out? Shh, your voice is too loud. Looks like they're keeping it a secret for now, okay? It'd be better if nobody found out about it, especially Aunt Ava. I see. Love with a servant, huh? Yeah, but since when? I guess a lot can happen in 6 years. Yeah, Onyx is an amazing person, and Shannon seems kind and brave, so they might make a pretty good match. Actually, 6 years ago, I remember taking notice of her just a little bit. See, she really feels wet, old George. Nothing I can do about that. Good boy, my failing first love of 6 years ago. You guys can't all be in love with Shannon. Which means that the collection of embarrassing lines Shannon just held back on probably had something to do with that. Yeah, I can't take it. How long have they been going out? Depends on what you call going out, but I think it's been at least a year. But if you count the time they both had one-sided feelings, it's probably several years. Before I'd realized it, the two of them had separated themselves from the group and were walking down the beach, talking about something. It looked calm, and rather than a light relationship between the two lovers, it looked more like a serious one, as though they were already engaged. Shannon's the it girl. The people fucking love Shannon. 6 years ago, huh? That's a long time. What did those 6 years mean to me? I've just gotten taller. It's just a waste of time. 6 years I spent obstinately fighting with my dad. What about you, Battler? You got a girlfriend? I wonder. There's a few girls I have fun with, but there's no only one. I guess I'm just a kid. I think it's more fun to be noisy with a large group of people than being alone with one. Oh, that's so you. What, take your relationships with your female friends seriously? Girls get wrong impressions or form a group. It can be scary, you know. This boy only gets witches. Witches love this guy. They might be having secret feuds over you behind your back, with people getting hurt or crying. That's so weird. I think I remember getting the same bit of advice from one of the girls in my class just last week. What's this all about? Why can't everyone just have fun together? Do people really want to couple up that much? It's probably because you've never found a partner like that, Battler. Well, you might run into someone sooner or later. You just gotta wait patiently. What? Almost sounds like you've already found a partner like that. What about you? Have you gotten a boyfriend? Huh? Me? No. Come on, your reaction's so easy to understand. From the looks of it, there's some boy you're thinking about but haven't been able to confess to him yet. Something like that. No, that's not. Shut up. Who cares about that? You're the one who's brought up the subject. Why are you yelling at me now? When our creatures always ask questions and almost never answer them. What cruel creatures. Seriously. I did try to confess once. Well, I struck out pretty badly. You did get an I'm sorry? No, my feelings were seriously one-sided, and they didn't know how to respond, I guess. It was like they didn't view me that way at all. Well, I can understand that. You talk like a man, after all. You should act a bit more graceful. You won't be able to catch a boy's interest. Shut up, Battler. Really, the way I speak? Really that bad? Well, the way you talk isn't everything. But when people like you, and usually have a rough set of speech, suddenly start working hard to try to be normally, there's guys out there who hard will skip a beat when they see how determined you are. Is that really true? I see. Yeah. Jessica started talking more meekly, and her face instantly went bright red. I see, even though her confession didn't go well, it looks like she still hasn't given up. But still, I get it. After seeing how close George and Chen have gotten, I also kind of want to find a girlfriend. Well, I have great news for you, Battler. There are hot single witches on your Rockinjima Island. Tears are pretty important, but Battler is. We have to put things into perspective that this is the 80s, and things are not. This game came out in like 2007. The witches would love you. They'd love to tear him to shreds. Like, but at the same time, like, part of this is like it's very like real, and it kind of like strikes really like, it strikes like a mean chord, you know? Umineko is such a rough read, but at the same time it's like it's so human. I can't stop reading it. And the typhoon approached, the clouds grew steadily grayer, but even so I had this really refreshing feeling. Maybe I'll try thinking more seriously about the opposite sex, more than just the size of their boobs. Finally, some Battler character development. By the way, looks like George is going out with a servant. Don't tell me it's the same for you. Huh? What? No, why do you think that? Come to think of it, that kid Cannon who greeted us in the Rose Garden, you're recovering from him pretty intensely, considering he was just a little awkward at talking. No, that's not. Now you're getting paranoid. And tell me just one thing, right now. Is the boy you're after within 1 kilometer of this spot? Well, about that, I wonder. Cannon was the only boy on this island now who could possibly become her boyfriend. So judging by her reaction, I was right on. I didn't think of the Shirime family as a noble family, but love with a servant? I would have dreamed that 2 pairs of Romeo and Juliet would be right next to me. Aunt Ava would probably become an obstacle to George and Shannon. If Aunt Ava learned that Shannon was the partner of her only beloved son, she'd probably scream at her for trying to steal away her precious George. And a relationship between Jessica and Cannon would probably be just as full of difficulties. Aunt Natsuki was also very strict about that kind of thing. Well, Jessica's husband would probably become the head of the Yoshimiya family in the future. If that person had once again been a servant and working for the family, well, things got complicated. Well, love is different for every person. As long as you're with someone who's fun to be around, does anything else matter? When 2 people pair up, they don't need anyone's permission, so long as they accept each other. Worrying about what your parents or family say means you've already lost. Don't forget that. You better not go out with someone with mixed feelings. I can't believe you're saying so philosophical sounding when you haven't even been in love. Don't treat love like a matter of profit and loss. It's about heart. That's all I have to say. Well then, see you again. Have a nice day. George, Shannon, listen, this guy said another one of those lines. Oh, my fucking clown boy. I love you so much. You're so stupid. Say anything. I didn't say anything. Don't make fun of me. I heard it. See you again. See you again. For a while, we forgot about the wind was getting stronger and played around on the beach. I grew a lot these past 6 years. Being able to celebrate my youth and meet with all my cousins was truly refreshing. It was a bit late now, but I realized I should have been gotten back together with everyone a lot sooner, and returned to the Ushirima family. Sure is nice to have cousins together every once in a while.
I like it too. It's really fun when all the cousins get together.
That's right. We're already old enough. It's not like we wouldn't meet each other when our parents aren't around. It might not be a bad idea to gather the cousins together and play once in a while. That's a good plan. Maybe we should set up something like that the next time we get a chance. Yeah, I agree. I hope we cousins can stay friends forever. Hey, if you make such a big deal of it, you almost make it sound like the relatives usually end up hating each other. George and Jessica laughed, but it felt just a little strained. Did I say something wrong? Oh, Battler, you have no idea of your family's situation. Your parents are at war currently. Judging by how our parents made quiet expressions and tired faces every once in a while and during the boat ride at the airport, maybe I should have kept that to myself. You're right. It's just like Jessica said. Let's always be friends to each other.
Me too. We're all friends.
That's right. Yeah. We'll always be together. We'll always be friends. Hehe. Man, we've been saying some pretty embarrassing stuff. I feel kinda awkward. I think it's very important. People are creatures who find it hard to stay together, much less friends, unless they truly desire it. That's right. You really can't take everyone being friendly for granted.
A witch that I know said it. Happiness won't be granted unless everyone believes it.
That's true. Maybe some magic exists in the power of belief. If we all believe in that, I'm sure it'll bring us happiness. Alright, well, if we're doing embarrassing stuff already, let's all swear to believe in this together, okay? That we'll always be friendly, that we'll always be happy. Like hell, we'll end up like our parents, as if we'd ever search for each other's weaknesses, going after grandfather's fortune.
Okay, we'll always be friendly and happy. Let's all believe in that.
No matter how much we cousins tried to nostalgically have fun, dark clouds continue to approach Rokunjima. I wonder if the typhoon will pass and let us all see the clear skies before we leave this island. Who cares about what our parents are planning? Who cares about the inheritance and the honor of the old family? As useful as we were renewing our old friendship. We renewed together that we can find happiness. That's why I want this precious days to end without anything weird happening, in peace and happiness and calmly. No, I just don't want them to end. Please let them end. Hi, Queen! Hi! I knew you were here. What's up, Queen? Yo, guess what? You can experience this day over and over and over and over infinitely. So, let's have fun. Let's go. Let them end? Damn it. Don't show up. Don't appear. Damn it. Sorry to keep you waiting. I finally prepared a new game. Come, let's begin this trail of tragedy. Come to me, winds, rains, typhoon. Cut this island off from the real world, throw Rokunjima into another realm, into the spirit world, to a world of fantasy. And so the tale repeated for the third time. However, to an endless witch, what did it matter whether it was the first, second, or third time? It probably didn't matter after all. After all, this was a tale of fantasy, endlessly repeating until the match was settled. Would Battler surrender first, or would the witch? I can't remember the name of this track, but I really like this Beato track. I think this is one of her themes. She has a couple of them. Then the sky grew dark and cloudy, and the rain and wind were summoned together and became a typhoon. Maria could be seen in the rose garden, paying no mind to the rain that had started falling, going around in circles, searching for that single rose that should have been marked. Not here. Not here! My rose that we marked isn't here. Maria definitely remembered it. The rose had been in the flower bed right here, and then it wasn't anymore. She didn't know what to do with her irritation at not being able to find something that should have been there, and moaning bitterly, she couldn't help but keep going back and forth in circles around the same spot. She was acting as though she'd be able to see it if she looked at a different angle. But even if she did that, there's no way to find something that wasn't there. The wind grew increasingly strong, and the rain turned into cold, large drops. There was no even Maria could fail to notice this. Even though she couldn't find her rose here, it would surely disappear forever. Maria believed that. Feeling spurred her on to keep searching for a rose that she had no chance of finding. Just then, cold drops of rain tormenting Maria were suddenly blocked. Maria raised her head. When she did, she saw an umbrella there, protecting her from the rain, and the one holding that umbrella was the witch she admired, Beatrice. Beatrice! What are you doing so frantically in the middle of all this rain? You could catch a cold like this. Even witches have to care for their own health. I can't find my rose. No matter how many times I search, even though it should have been here, I can't find it. Maria told Beatrice how there'd been a slightly unhealthy, pitiful rose, and she was sure they'd marked it. Oh, you can't find it. If you're the witch's apprentice, you should be able to use magic to search for the rose. I believe that searching with your own eyes, just your eyes, won't nearly be enough. I can't find it. I did my best and tried to search with magic, but I can't find it. I think practicing your magic is a very good thing, but it might be a little too much for you with all this wind and rain. Allow me to lend you some special power. Concern for one's disciples is also one of a teacher's duties. Thank you, Beatrice! Maria's face, which had been full of sadness until just now, split open into the grin. Maria knew. She knew that there was nothing Beatrice's magic couldn't do. She was sure that Beatrice would be able to find the rose easily, even though Maria couldn't. Beatrice closed her eyes lightly, acting as though she was listening for something in all this wind and rain. She heard it, opened her eyes, and spoke. All things in this world are transitory. Too bad, Maria. It seems your rose couldn't withstand all the wind and rain. Then my rose? It was uprooted by the wind and is no longer of this world. What Beatrice had said was really quite reasonable. There was nothing odd about the flower being broken off at the stem with the falling strong wind. For Maria couldn't accept this and bitterly gave a little twitch moan. No. Huh? No, it's my rose. My rose won't come back, no. I'll bring it back to life with my magic. Beatrice, teach me how to revive a rose with magic. It's much too early for an apprentice like you to learn the hidden art of endless magic. Know your place. Maria wiped her tears from her eyes, full of regret. Ooh. Beatrice shrugged her shoulders and chuckled at Maria's pitiable expression. Very well, I'll lend you my power, the hidden art that can revive a rose. Really? Indeed. Well then, concentrate the power of your heart. Close your eyes, forget the rain, forget the wind, and search for the soul of the wandering rose with the eyes of your heart. Maria closed her eyes, then she repeated Beatrice's song-like words. Come, try to remember. Rose, from what form did you have? Come, try to remember. Rose, from what form did you have? Don't look, don't listen, and believe. Release the power of your soul from the cage of flesh that imprisons it. That's it. Good. Around Maria, who was concentrating her power, her eyes tightly shut, small golden butterflies began to dance. Was this the manifestation of the magical power Maria held? Lost soul of the rose, gather into one and remember your form. Come gather, remember. The glitter of their gold butterflies began to strengthen, and their numbers increased. Then Beatrice raised a finger up to the skies, and they began to gather at the tip of that finger. This was the miracle of the golden magic. Gold butterflies began to condense into a single dazzling grain of gold. It was a single glittering gold seed. It rode on the tip of Beatrice's finger and bundled into a golden sprout and opened into a golden leaf. Then it slowly fell from that fingertip, sank into the mud of the flower bed, and began to grow steadily. Maria, who admired the magic and the witch, really wanted to see this fantastical sight. However, as an apprentice, Maria was still not qualified to see it. No, she was probably afraid that if she opened her eyes to look, the power she had concentrated in her heart would be cut off and the magic would be lost. Therefore, Beatrice is the only one preferred to witness the golden miracle, was the only witch, the sole master of many miracles. Then the fully grown rose bloomed, creating one golden flower. When Beatrice poked it with her finger in just the right way, the gold sparkles scattered, just as though a golden soap bottle had popped, and what remained was a single beautiful rose. It looks like you've remembered a splendid rose. However, if we leaved it mixed in with these other roses, you wouldn't be able to tell it apart. Shall I perform one last service? Beatrice, for the sake of her cute apprentice, who was moaning even more now in concentration, decided to use one more bit of her magic. When she snapped her fingers, a single gold butterfly appeared, fluttered around, and landed on the flower that had just been revived. It suddenly burst open and disappeared, becoming golden lace and marking the rose. That'll do. Maria, you may open your eyes now.
Where's the rose? It's not here. Not here.
No, not over here. Over here. Look. I marked it with golden lace.
You did! Awesome, awesome, awesome! Thank you, Rito. Thank you, Rito! I want to become a witch quickly, like a great witch like you.
And you can. Long ago, I too wished for that innocently, just as you do, and I have attained that level. Maria was ecstatic over the revived rose, clapping her hands and jumping around in joy. Watching that, Beatrice also smiled, looking fairly pleased. The parallels, I'm understanding, I'm knowing things, I'm learning. By now, I can break apart and repair any soul if I try, not just that of a rose, kill and revive as I please. Come, barrier of the storm that has now sealed Rakanjima off from the natural world. Now is the time for the Golden Witch to descend as an endless witch. Beatrice pulled from her pocket the envelope with the family crest, the one-winged eagle, and gave it to Maria. Maria frolicked around and being selected to be the witch's messenger. So, Kinzo, I've come to join in on your fun once more. My preparations are already complete. What of you? Have you prepared enough coins to bet in tonight's game? Just finished lurking while cleaning up from dinner, that text box in the corner? Yeah, of course. Will I become gay and depressed if I play Umineko? This is what we're aiming to be. Of course I'm fully prepared, Beatrice. I've assembled a plethora of pieces. I'm ready both physically and mentally. So then, let's make it the ante. All that you have given should be returned to you in the end. Come, take it. I mean, it didn't make me gay, but it made me gayer. That's true. It made me a bit gayer as well. Kinzo plugged the window of his stung, and I took off the valuable golden ring he'd been on his finger and threw it into the darkness of the raging wind and rain. The ring was struck by lightning, and after twinkling gold for an instant, disappeared. Kinzo watched it go, grinning boldly and fiercely. I don't think I'll lose. You are mine, forever. My voice is just a little sore. The ring that Shinzo had thrown had become a single butterfly and fluttered around in the wind and rain. It headed for the rose garden, almost as though it was being guided there. It then found the figure of the Golden Witch and fluttered down. When it came down right in front of Beatrice, it burst open and returned to its original form, flying through the air. If it was going, you'd have expected it to fall into a puddle, but it stopped suddenly in midair. It's almost as some transparent person had caught it. Apparently, even Beatrice hadn't expected this. However, she realized what? No, who it was, and grinned broadly. Hello? Who the Who? Huh? Who? Who the dink are you? Shadow of the ring had been caught. The ring began to fuzzily appear. It was the figure of a young man wearing a butler's uniform, embroidered with a one-ringed eagle crest. There was no man among this like the servants of the Urshirmia family. Even so, Beatrice laughed as though it was from someone she remembered fondly. Ronove, is it? No, it's not Kinzo. It's been some time. It seems you've remembered me. You're always a man who took loyalty seriously. It's been quite some time since your last corresponded. Not for a single day have I, Ronove, forgotten that I serve you, my lady. I was more afraid that you'd forgotten about me. After all, you can be quite forgetful. It's one of Beatrice's pawns, I'm assuming. Ah, yes, I certainly am forgetful. I've forgotten even your sarcasm until I heard it again. My lady, take this. With an exaggerated yet elegant gesture, he paused respectfully, held out to Beatrice the head's ring he just caught. It's the Urshirmia family head's ring, and to return to from Urshirmia Kinzo. It's now once again in the possession of its master. Indeed, it's Kinzo announcing the start of the game. Of course I'll accept it. So how shall we play tonight? Shall I prepare the roulette immediately? Or shall I prepare some black tea first? I can't decide which, but I need you to greet someone. I'm sure that guy's got his mouth hanging open and can't shut it. Right, Battler? Greetings. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm called Ronove, and I serve at the side of Milady Beatrice. It's truly a pleasure to meet you. They're introducing a 20th person. His mouth's hanging open, he can't shut it, right? Yeah, no shit, another incomprehensible guy just showed up. First I grumble about goat-headed people doing the bond dance, and now goat heads start showing up in swarms. And since then, not only have those 7-ass Naysons appeared, but now there's even a butler? It doesn't make any sense. Cut it out. By the way, Battler, did you not notice? Do you realize that meeting him is a true devil's proof? Devil's proof? Don't you mean? I mean, it looked like this one's one of the 72, a genuine demon. In other words, I brought a demon right in front of you, which truly proves they exist. Ronove holds a noble rank in Telv. The 27th highest ranked demon. He's a pretty useful man. I summoned him at a high cost and made him serve me.
Hi, Ghost! Hi! Hello, hello! How's it going? Thank you for the raid! Hello! Welcome in, raiders! Hi! Hi! Hello! How's Umineko Thursday? We just started chapter 3. There's a new guy. They're talking about the 72 demons of hell. New man. New guy just dropped. They've decided to add another guy to the island. Why not more beautiful older women? Where's the older women? Come on. Anyways, we love Ava in this house. This has been today's bit, is that we love Ava in this house. We love her so much. My women. It's an honor to meet you. While my name is amongst those of the nobles of hell, I now serve as the head furniture of Beatrice, despite being called a vulgar human. Is a great witch of such caliber that demons flee before her. He's a very useful man, but he's impudent with his words. No, I don't know this guy. Saku! Welcome aboard. Welcome to Gahan Express. I should do my raid stuff.
Welcome in, Raiders. I'm Sierra, your local ghost train conductor of the Gahan Express, your #1 afterlife travel service.
It's good to have you guys in. Thank you once again, Ghost, for the raid. We're reading Umineko. We're just starting up chapter 3. We're about an hour and a half into reading the first part of chapter 3. And yeah, that's about it for today.
New guy showed up. Give me a sec. He's a very useful man, but he's impudent with his words. Frustratingly enough, he sometimes forgets to respect his master. Nothing in my contract specifies the manner of which I am to speak. Would you like to change that contract? It keeps me entertained, so it's fine. Beatrice turned her back to him, cackling. After bowing once to her back, Runaway turned back to Battler and stuck out his right hand, showing off an innocent smile. Normally, this would mean that he was asking for a handshake. What is this supposed to be? I am another being who has been subjected to Milady's whims. In that sense, I'm sure we could become good friends. It's a handshake of friendship. Of course, this now applies to your entry into contract with the demon, so fear not. Sorry, but I'm right in the middle of the big fight with your master. I only shake hands with an enemy after we've beaten each other up at the rainy schoolyard, and we're all worn out, just like something you'd see in a teen drama. Remember that. I see. To shake hands with you, Battler, I must create a fitting atmosphere with a suitable location. Exchanging sweet words and physical language with you that rings true to your heart. When the opportunity arises, I'll arrange for such an encounter. I must say, I simply love situations like that myself. As Ronafe laughed so tauntingly, he whispered to Battler, bringing his face so close that their noses were almost touching. Hello? 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 I like this guy, actually. I like him, actually. Battler's face turning red after getting so close to the same sex pushed him away. You're a creepy bastard. I see, just right for Dito's butler. It's honored to receive such word of praise. Battler is now getting the demons too. They love this guy. Everybody loves this guy. They all just want to put him in a jar and shake him around until he separates. Just like a butter. Very confident in my tea brewing abilities, so please look forward to tea time. Baking cookies is one of my hobbies, so please feel free to request any snacks you may desire. Just what I expect from the pair of the same gender. You started getting along well right off the bat. I'm jealous. My, I apologize for making you jealous, m'lady. I shall not sneakily snatch your guest away from you. Well, I'll leave for now to retake my post as head furniture and greet my subordinates. Please forgive my short absence. Indeed, only the common goats and the 7 sisters used for the ceremony have manifested themselves. You'll be able to finish greeting them in no time. Huh. Those lively 7 sisters are here. I wonder if those naughty girls have grown a little more graceful. If that's graceful, I'll have to doubt the definition of the word graceful. Is that so? Then I suppose you've already had the opportunity to play with those sisters. Judging by your expression, it seems they are just as naughty as always. Even though I'm always telling them to act more sitting servants of Beatrice. Well, what trucks and kids. If that's your problem, don't worry. They actually act perfectly fitting for their master. Now even you have begun to say it. However, conversation means that you accept your partner. The fact that you've started to respond to my idle chatting proves that you're gradually starting to accept my existence. It's because even if the sun starts rising from the west, I will definitely never accept that you're a witch. You might want to try a more positive approach, like crying and kissing my shoes. Even if Battler is bluffing, he still spoke forcefully, a fearless expression on his face. The witch and her butler snickered together, realizing their guest had regained more than enough of his willpower to attend a new game, and their preparations were complete. Ranave exchanged a few words with Beatrice. He bowed silently to Battler, scattered into several gold butterflies, and disappeared. Truly is pleasing to have such a boisterous atmosphere. How boring were the days when I was trapped alone on this island, unable to regain my power and lacking anyone to talk to. I get how that unpleasant guy is really fitting as your butler. But tell me, why has that butler only appeared now? You said something about how only the goats and the nasons of the sisters had manifested themselves. What did that mean? Indeed. You still resist, but I am a fully fledged witch. I'm in contact with several non-human entities of the spirit world. I'll bet. No sane person would hang out with you. First some goat monsters, now those Nachans, and then now it's time a demon butler showed up. I hate to think about it, but the way things are going, I wouldn't be surprised if even more weird people appeared. Among the furniture that work at my Great-Mountain mansion, how many demons do you think want to come over and play? They'll keep coming. How many of them will appear? When the door to the Golden Land is opened, I'll call back all my furniture and build a new castle here on Rakanjima. Then I plan to invite all of my old friends and we'll drink and dance together for 3 days and 3 nights. Of course, I also plan to invite Kinzo's family, you see. You too, if you wish. So, is this what you mean? That since you lost your power for a long time, you couldn't summon them. And then since your magic power has been gradually increasing, you've become able to summon more and more monsters. It's as you say. You stopped a hair's breadth before crumbling, but your heart is already wavering, and you're unable to deny that I am a witch. That wavering in your heart has slowly been restoring my power as a witch. He's trying to say that creepy butler appeared because I started to surrender? That's right. Bit by bit, you are surrendering to me. Isn't that all the humiliation you suffered from the last game? The results of you submitting to me so deeply. Wasn't it great when you had to sacrifice your back to the sake of my feet? Damn it. I thought I'd be able to keep things as they were as long as I didn't accept you, but it looks like that was wrong. Correct. The closer you get to surrendering, the more game will swing in my favor. Isn't chess the same? In the process of cornering each other's kings, we can trade several pieces. Of course, I still haven't cornered your king. And furthermore, you're giving it everything you've got just to help your king escape, and I've lost several pieces to me, as well as a large advantage. It's only natural that further developments will tend to turn in my favor. Damn. From now on, you'll probably be frantic as you try to avoid my checkmate. However, as you do, I'll steal your pieces from you one by one. In the end, you'll have lost everything but your king, and you won't be able to escape no matter how much you try. Then you will receive a true checkmate. You were talking big last time, weren't you? Something about how you never accept me. You tortured me with eternal torture. Only witches who have reached the endless level can talk about eternity. That's beyond you ever since the very beginning. Oh boy. Miss Ma'am. Oh, Beato. Beato, my beloved. I love women so much. Beautiful women, my beloved. Kinzo has already publicly displayed the location of the hidden gold within the epitaph under my portrait. Any girl kissers in chat? Me! The rules apply equally to all that can read the epitaph. If you discovered the gold, I shall return everything to you. I ask you to enjoy your battle of wits with Kinzo Soma to the fullest. I play that this night will be both intellectual and elegant. Beatrice the Golden. When Maria finished reading the letter that Beatrice had handed her, everyone was at loss for words for a while, and they all broke the silence at once. Ridiculous! What a worthless, vicious prank! Seriously, there's no way Father gave up the heads ring. Beatrice? What a transparent prank. Hoping to confuse us just by bringing up that name. Hey, who filled up this dessert with too much punch? I want to applaud and praise you, so come clean, okay? Rosa? Of course not! I would pull a prank by assuming Father's name. And Aniki. Aniki? Me? Are you an idiot? His Nissan, right? Only he could plan something so vulgar. Are you trying to mock me? I'm the one who wants to question you. Who's behind this ill-natured prank? Kraus beat the table and stared at everyone. Since that included the children too, he scared most of them. A letter from a mysterious person who claims to have given the full rights to Father's assets. Considering what the whole point of this family conference is a discussion of that subject, I think it's too hasty to call this a mere prank. We can't be sure. Maybe it really is one of Father's shaders. Thanks. He might be plan to shock us a bit, since we've been discovering the description of adherents without him. Dad was the one who planned this. Then we can't take what Maria-chan said as a joke, right? That's right. If you interpret the contents literally, then it's a test from Father. The epitaph of the witch has been displayed in the hall for quite some time now, so that any one of us could solve it. There's plenty of notice. That means he was saying that the first person to solve it would be handed the inheritance along with all his wealth, right? See? My magic granted your wish. Nothing so foolish could be the case. It's an unshakable fact that my husband is the successor to the Ishiramiya family headship. Well, doesn't this letter shake that? This is a message from the person who was given full rights to all of Father's wealth. Nisan's right to become the head has returned to a blank slate. The person who solves the riddle, the person who finds Beatrice's gold, will become the next head of the Ishiramiya family. Ridiculous. You think we can trust the meaningless words in that letter? The seal was a real thing? There's no way we can trust that. Then let's try and go and ask Father directly. At this point, you can't get away with saying he's grumpy or feeling bad, right? The sealed wax clearly shows that this was from Father's representative. If you doubt that, then show us some proof. Show us that this letter is not Father's will. Very well, it's just as you say. It no longer matters whether Father's in a good mood or not. Let's go up and ask him directly. Let's do it. We'll ask Dad directly. Dad is Dad, so why would he act in such a roundabout way? Then again, I guess that would be like him. I wonder if we really should continue the discussion on the assumption the letter came from Father. Stupid Rosa. Isn't it obviously from Father? This letter is Father's. Isn't it obvious he's giving the four of us an even chance to become the successor? You die, you brainless idiot. Rosa really is dumb. If only she'd just give up and die. I'm sorry. That's right. I'm sorry. In the beginning, the adults had doubted the readability of the letter, but after realizing this was a once-in-a-lifetime chance for the inheritance struggle for the three younger siblings, Ava changed her position, claiming the letter was authentic. Rudolph and Rosa caught on and agreed. Outrageous! How could adults like you take such a worthless prank this seriously? I don't need to be Father to understand this content. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Natsu, all we gotta do is ask Father and we're done, right? Won't everything be fine if Father just tells us how he doesn't know about the letter? Nisan, take responsibility and get him to say that he doesn't know about the letter. This is no time to get scared because he's in a bad mood, okay? He's still scared of Father at his age, that idiot. If only he'd just give up and die. Yeah, let's get this settled clearly. He's probably eating in his study right now. Let's have him set down his chopsticks for just a moment. It's decided. Let's go. Kyrie, wait here for a while. We'll go check to whether it's true and come back quickly. Thank you. I'll wait patiently for Goda to bring them dessert. The four siblings, Natsu, Hideyoshi, and all rose from their sheets and forcefully flew out the hallway with a clatter. Afterwards, only the children, stunned completely speechless, Nanja, who looked uncomfortable, and Kyrie, who just shrugged, were left. Yeah, they really just, like, sidelined her. In the middle of all this was Maria, who looked a little scared at the adult's sudden change. However, judging by her appearance, she didn't look like she'd realized the full meaning of what she'd just read. What in the world was that about? I don't get it. They're all real bastards. Do they really want the inheritance that much? Everyone, this is our parents' problem. It has nothing to do with us, so you mustn't worry about it. Even if you say that, they were so blatant about it. I can't believe them, showing off their greed like that. Everyone has to believe together that we'll be happy. Alright, we all did promise. Do you guys like magic? Yeah, she's baby. You can't be mean to her. Come on, Valor. Jessica, you too. I feel horrible. We couldn't accept it at all, but we laid down our arms for the time being. We've been vaguely aware of how filthy this family conference was going to be. However, after that 6-year blank, I couldn't help being shocked. When he saw that children were completely dejected, Dr. Nanjo typed up, "It's an adult matter. It has nothing to do with all the young people. Let's forget about it." I would if I could. I know it's hard, but forget it for now. All of your parents are fighting frantically to make your futures just a little brighter. Please don't look at your injured parents with the cold eyes when they come back. No matter how much you ask us, Kyrie, that'll be tough. If you could be happy with an explanation like that, we wouldn't be kids.
Everyone be happy. Can't be dark. Believe. If everyone doesn't believe we can be happy, then happiness will get away. Everyone has to believe.
I like the sound of that. I'll believe too. I'll believe we can find happiness.
Kyrie, thank you. Butler and Jessica, you'll believe too, right? Beatrice is always saying that magic won't have any power if you don't believe.
Kyrie rose from her seat and quietly went over to Maria and crouched down so their eyes met.
Aunt Kyrie believed. Now Battler and Jessica have to believe.
Those two are strong. They'll feel better soon and then they'll believe.
Yeah.
More importantly, I want you to tell me something. When Kyrie said that, George, Jessica, and Dr. Nanjo all listened closely. Looks like our parents were so concerned with the inheritance problem that grandfather had filled their minds. We all wanted to ask Maria about something simpler.
What?
Who gave you that letter?
Beatrice.
The witch drawn in the portrait?
She gave me the letter and an umbrella, and she used magic to fix my rose that was broken. Beatrice is an awesome witch that can do anything.
Could you tell us that in a bit more detail?
It looks like the family is actually like being sensible this time, instead of just like being like, oh, I won't accept this. That's because it's her and Hideyoshi are the only ones who know how to fucking talk to children because they're not raised in the Ushirimiya family. They're not from the Ushirimiya family. They're normal, yeah. They're like, unfortunately forced to bear witness to the Ushirimiya family's like nightmare dynamics. They really are just like the worst. The entire family is just a nightmare. Cause like, honestly, I feel the worst for Ava. Cause A, she's a middle child. She's a middle child. Which comes with its own set of problems. But also she's the eldest girl in the family, and there's all sorts of trauma that comes from being the eldest girl in a family. Think about the middle child aspect. I mean, the thing is there's two middle children in the Ushimiya family, so like, whatever. So it's like, it's hard because like Rudolph is also a middle child. I feel like he's even more of a middle child than Ava is, but because like Ava is the eldest girl in the family. Keep in mind, Ava's the sole middle child for a while. Rose is a lot younger than Rudolph. Yeah, that's true. Rose is what, in her like mid-20s? Mid to late 20s? I would assume? Does it say in her profile how old they... Does it say in their profiles how old they are? Something like that, yeah. Because what? Ava is in her like 50s, right? Yeah. Solidly hot older woman. She looks so good for being like 50. She looks so fucking good. I'm like, oh god, the woman of all time. She's honestly such a girl boss, and I'm obsessed with her. I'm like, oh Ava, we're gonna get you out of there. We need to break the cycle of trauma is what we need to do. Skincare, yeah, she slays, is the thing. Could you get Nasi so I can watch? Yeah, this is the real Umineko pairings that we're looking for. I can't believe they introduced, I can't believe that, like, Umineko's just, like, got everything. Now we just need more, I'm like, what is really Umineko missing right now? We got hot demon ladies. We got mean witch. We got, women. We got Ava. What episode are you on? We just started chapter 3. So, we're on chapter 3 right now. We got women. Oh my god. I just can't get over Ava. She's so, like... We got Kyrie. We do got Kyrie. I feel like Kyrie's got some dirt we haven't exposed yet. I feel like something's up with her. I feel like she's a bit too... Nice, you're halfway through too? Yeah! Need to catch up? Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! I feel like I tore through, like, chapter 2, like, super quick comparatively to chapter 1. But chapter 1 had a lot of, like, early, like, exposition that I needed to do. Also, Apricot, thank you for turning your tickets in. Thank you. You watched the anime up through book 2, right? Yeah. So this is where I'm starting to, like, my memory, this is where I'm actually going in blind. Cause I watched the anime, but I can only remember, I only watched like half of it because I was like, this is like kind of okay, but like, it's not that good. I was like, maybe they're not cooking with this. One was lots of exposition and character study. I feel like one was like the most like classic mystery out of all of them. And then chapter 2 is more fantastical, and then I think 3 is probably gonna get a bit more grounded in reality this time. So Battler actually has a fucking chance. You just don't get Ryukishi ruminating about post-war Japan for 40 minutes. Yeah. You miss a lot of the anime misses a lot of the context that makes Umineko so good. Because Umineko is like, its power is in its character writing. Like, a lot of the stuff for this series is just like, I like get a bit farther and I'm like, are you serious? Like, this is fucked up. Why is everyone in this family so badly traumatized, Kinzo? What have you done? You fucked up a perfectly good family. That's what you did. Look at them. They all have generational trauma. Cause we've got like, I feel like there's something up, like, with every family member that, like, Kinzo can't be normal. Yeah, I know. He's like an old man, so, I think it's time for him to pass away, finally. We're putting him in the ground. Those little moments where Eva thinks to herself, if only she would just shut up and die is important. Yeah. It's important. It's like, if only she would shut up and die. Like, Ava despises her family. She hates the Ushirimiya family. Like, all of them hate each other. And they would gladly rip each other to shreds if it means being rid of them and being rid of Ushirimiya. And, like, just being in charge. It's difficult because it's like, they all want to be part of Ushirimiya because it's their, like, entire life. It's all they've known. But at the same time, they really, really would love nothing more than to, like, just obliterate the rest of the Ushirimiya family. Because, like, I have theories on, like, the first set of murders. So I have, like, theories on, like, the first. So the chapter 1 murders, I kind of want to touch back on. I think I have a theory on it. I think I do. Just because of, like, the specific situation in chapter 1, because I think like the first one, like the first murder had to have been Ava and Hideyoshi, right? It had to have been them. Like the first murder in chapter 1 had to have been them. There was no one else that could have done it. From the birth, they've been taught the #1 rule of capitalism: outperform your competitors. Yeah. Outperform your competitors. You're exhausted, you must bed, Monarch. Good night, King. I'll miss you. Good night, Ghost. Good night. Because I think the first murder, well, had to have been, it had to have been even Hideyoshi. I feel like something was like up, you know? Like something was definitely up with like that first murder. Like something had to have happened. And as the fact that they couldn't get at, why do they suppose they got Shannon and Goto like that? Because they were witnesses? They could have seen. Shannon was not supposed to be there, so my assumption is that Shannon got killed because she was there. She probably stumbled upon it happening, so they had to kill her too. And then Goto probably also got killed for a similar reason. Because if they were in the first chapter, they were arguing until like the wee hours of the morning, apparently. Like they were arguing like well into the night. So it would make sense for them to have for the servants to have brought stuff to them. And God forbid a servant does anything in the Ushirimiya household. If they walk the wrong place, they'll die. They could have also killed Goto because Goto is pretty loyal to Natsuhi. I could see them trying to I could definitely see them trying to get, because the thing is that in the first chapter, Natsuhi's room had a bunch of scratch marks on it and blood stains on the door. So someone did try to kill them. Someone did try to kill Natsuhi as well, but they couldn't get her because her door was locked. And she wasn't in the main room with the rest. So they couldn't get at her. The rest weren't in any sort of locked room situation. Following that, who killed Ava and Hideyoshi afterwards? That was Natsuhi. Absolutely. Natsuhi totally did it. I don't know. The thing is that the second murder is I don't know how they did it, but I think my brain is just putting the pieces together. I'm you have the motive here, you have the motive here, you have the motive here, if that makes sense. The latter half, only the first two murders of chapter 1 I really have any answer for. But I could also just be completely wrong. It could be something completely else. Letter in the study in the parlor deaths. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing, is that the locked doors did not seem to have Eva, Hideyoshi in the letter in the study in the parlor deaths. The thing is just the whole thing with this is that, is it really a locked room? We didn't get any red text for those first murders. So we can't be confirmed if they're actually locked rooms. They were not confirmed. That was not confirmed in red text, so I don't believe it. Because they also did not check Ava and Hideyoshi's room properly. Good stuff thinking about the red for the first game, by the way. Yeah, no, I thought about that immediately. I was just like, there's been no red text for that game, so nothing can be set in stone, nothing can be confirmed. The first murder, the first like set of murders are probably the most confusing ones, just because there's no concrete proof that there's no concrete proof that it's anything in particular. But why would Beatrice change the outcome for the second game if she knew she wouldn't win, if she knew she could win with the first game? If that makes sense. Why would she change it? It's because she left holes in her murder mystery. Those are solvable locked rooms that she's setting up. You can solve them. Like, you could absolutely solve those. Because the thing with it is just like, because nothing is confirmed with the first two, I'm just like, with the first couple of like murders, I'm really tentative on it. With how like she did it. The first thing the reader does is brainstorm why it isn't a closed room. Yeah, that's exactly Battler's reasoning as well. Because Battler's like, it has to be that. Did you finish chapter? We just started chapter 3. So we finished chapter 2 last time, but we finished chapter 3. We're working on chapter 3 right now. We're talking about my theories for the different chapters. Because I have no fucking idea what's going on in chapter 2. I'm like very confused and, well, no, I know what's going on. There's a couple of things. I know that it's Rosa. I know that it's Rosa in chapter 2. I know she's slaughtered the entire family for being, I don't know. I don't fucking know. If there's no red in book 1, what text can you trust, really? Yeah, exactly. What text you can't really trust anything in chapter 1. Chapter 1 is a closed and open case. Because, like, what's to say? Like, because of course, like, in chapter 1, there wasn't any dialogue between Battler and Beatrice to confirmed. Only got through chapter 4, but is it meant to be the same culprit each time? I think the culprit is different each time. Genuinely, I think it's different each time. It might be different, but it also might not be. Then that, why is Battler not responsible for explaining the crazy magical stuff like Canon's duel with the goat? I think that it makes me, that's what I'm trying to figure out as well. Because I'm like, what does it mean that yet Maria receives a letter from Beatrice in every game? Yeah, there's like things that happen that are always, there's like, oh gosh, what would I refer to these? I would call them consistencies. Consistencies within the game. There are things that happen in each game. Yeah, commonalities, yeah. Or like, yeah, certainties or something. And every single time this happens, not to mention the murders have always followed the epitaph. Yeah, exactly. Because, like, obviously you can explain away the like, murders? I suppose you can, like, explain away the murders for the, because, like, the whole thing is, like, obviously the easy out for, like, trying to get away with murder is being like, the witch did it! Oh my god, it's the evil, it's the thing, it's the blah 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 blah. Like, we have to remember that, like, despite it being a magical game, a lot of the Ushirimiya family is extremely grounded in logic. So a lot of them are like, we can just blame it on the witch. But at the same time, they could also be like, there's many angles they could go. They could be like, oh my god, I can't believe grandfather would do this. Oh my god, I can't believe Kinzo would do this. The overt magical stuff is supposed to be, look over there, don't know what's happening over here, but I'm still torn. Yeah, I'm thinking like something is, especially in chapter 2, like something weird is happening. For sure. And I think there's ways that you could explain it. But I think that the thing with each chapter is that everyone is murdering everyone else. And there is no one solid killer. Everyone is guilty. You cannot trust any single person in this mansion. When Battler and the others arrive at the scene, he's not presented with any overt evidence that something magical happened. Well, Battler wasn't there. He didn't see the magical battle. To my knowledge, he didn't see the magical battle, right? Like, if he didn't see it, then obviously the brain goes to the most obscene thing to fill in the blanks. The scenes are always explained weirdly. Yeah, exactly. Like, it feels like the feels like there's something being left out here, or all of it is a misdirection. Every single thing is a misdirection. All the magic, all the puzzles, all the log, all of that is a misdirection, because that's what the murderers, the people who are killing people on the Ushirimiya household, whoever is the Ushirimiya culprit this time, Battler, the magical belt is one in an infinite number of possibilities. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I think that is just Battler's brain is filling in the dots. It's just filling in the most outlandish thing that could have happened. Because Beatrice is a witch. But he's gonna have to break this pattern because he's kind of being a little hypocrite. I'm gonna be honest with you. Battler is infuriating. He sucks at this. He sucks so bad. He's gonna get his comeuppance, but I think that it's just like, it's interesting. Chapter 1 and 2 are really interesting because, like, chapter 2 is so fantastical that it's so hard to believe. He's a little stupid. Yeah, he's really incompetent. But it's really interesting because, there's only so much you can do. Like, how much was Battler allowed to see in the first game? Nothing. Because the first game was before he challenged Beatrice. So he doesn't have the foresight to know that, hey, a murder is going to happen. So he's still processing that. So, like, I'm wondering if it, like, has something to do with, like, him just blocking out in his brain because he can't, like... The thing with Battler, okay, so this is my thing with Battler, is that it's infuriating. It pisses me off so badly, is that he refuses to think that it's one of his family members, and he refuses to believe it's one of the servants. He refuses to believe anyone on the island. He thinks that Beatrice did it. Beatrice did it. It has to be her. So, in order to make sense of it in his mind, he makes up these insane situations. I think that this is all in Battler's head. I think a lot of these situations are in Battler's head. Who's doing it while the murders are happening? And even during the tea party when everyone else is surrendered. Yeah, exactly. The thing is, yeah, he literally can't. I'm like, because I don't have that weakness. I'm not like Battler. I know that it's one of the family. It has to be. Like, I know that it's like, I'm like, oh, but you're also the reader, blah, 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 blah. But, like, also, that's what makes Battler so interesting, is that he is refusing to believe that it's one of his family members, but he's also refusing that it's the witch. So, like, at some point, he's gonna have to buckle, right? He's gonna have to start, like, doubting his family. He's gonna have to start doubting this. Why would he accept a magical explanation like a magic sword duel? Why is this being shown to us? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm just like, why is this being shown to us? Maybe it's something, I feel like, maybe it's something that Beato wants to show us. But at the same time, Battler doesn't know about it. Because, like, from what I've been reading, from what I've understanding, so, like, from what I've been understanding is, like, Battler does not know about the magic battles. He doesn't know. Like, he doesn't know about the magic battles at all. And this is just, like, Beato trying to confuse the readers. Or it's Beato trying to pull a thing. We're participating in this game as much as Battler is. Bercastle said as much herself. Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's an offshoot of, like, because she's fucking with Battler, but she's also fucking with us. So, making things more fantastical and, like, adding these sorts of things. Because obviously, but I feel like at some point, like, there's gonna be a little bit of truth in them. Because I have a theory, I have, like, a couple of theories about, like, Chapter 2. Because I'm still suspicious of a lot of the people in the Shirmia household. Like, extremely suspicious. Like, obviously, all of the, like, elder siblings are, like, all of the, like, direct all of Kinzo's children are obviously, like, suspect. They have the most reason to murder, but, like, there's still some sort of, like, there's really something going on. There's, like, there has to be something going on. I did a lot of thinking after, last week's stream about it as well. Every chapter is its own mystery novel. Assuming magic isn't real, how much is Beatrice fucking with us for an unknowing, or knowing if how much you went to the restricted? It's a mystery novel participant. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, how much is she fucking with us? Because she's also like, I don't know if she's messing with Battler at all. Like, I don't know. I don't think she's actively fucking with his perception. And, like, I don't think he's being shown these fight scenes, obviously. Because it's something he wouldn't be able to refute. So that doesn't make the game fair. But us, who can be more easily rejected, because we're readers, blind readers, we can be fooled. Battler cannot. Because Battler is stubborn and he won't let it. He's always going to try and explain his way out of it. But he doesn't want his family to be involved. So that is his problem. Anyways, I feel like there has to be something with Ava. Like, for chapter 1, there had to be something with, like, my theory is that Ava and Hideyoshi probably got into, like, a conflict with the siblings, and it ended up with them dying, and then they had to kill the servants afterwards because they literally probably would have found the bodies anyway. But after that, since Natsuhi's door was locked, like, it was locked and there was the charm on it, they couldn't get in. Because if they... The thing with it is that I think in the first chapter, someone is actually trying to make it seem like it was magic that did this. But you can easily explain it, still. Under the guise that they're trying to make it look like magic. So they know about the seal that's on Natsu's door. So they have to leave her alive. Because they don't have a choice. But Natsu's alive. And so is Ava. And they can't stand each other. Thank you, women. But it's like, oh, so interesting. Oh, hi, Lyra. Hello, welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in, welcome in. Hello, hello. Hi, Wolfraid. Hello, hello. Hello. Hi. How you doing? How's your stream, man? Hello. We're just having our post book club chat. We're chatting about visual novels. But yeah, hello, welcome in. I'm Sarah, your local ghost train conductor over on the Ghana Express, your #1 afterlife travel service. It's good to have you guys in. Thank you, Lyra, for the raid. Thank you, Wolfraid. Thank you, In. Thank you, welcome in. Welcome aboard the Ghana Express. We are currently actually talking about Umineko. So for those who are interested, rec me visual novels, I need more please. You should read Umineko. Read Umineko. Read it! It's so good! Join my book club! You could read it. You could also read Higurashi if you wanna read Higurashi. Higurashi no Naku Koro ni. Must go back and hear your theories. Understandable. I'll be talking about the raid for a few minutes. You got a few minutes to catch up. Raiders, hop on peak. It's peak, Your Honor. It's so peak. But yeah, we were talking about Umineko. But we're talking about like the Umineko, our theories for like the murders that happened in chapter 1 and 2. One day you'll finish both. I believe in you. I know you can do it. I believe in you. Star Puppet Bella, welcome aboard. Welcome to Ghana Express. I'm hoping you have a lovely night. Thank you. But yeah, we are Uminekoing. We are visual noveling it. Visually noveling it up. It is so good. What were you playing, Lyra? I forget. I think I saw what you were playing. Were you playing RPG Maker games? I think we're talking about that earlier. I could be forgetting because we were talking about them earlier in the stream. Just your daily closet ghost lurker. Thank you! Mad Father, it's RPG Maker. I miss Mad Father. I played that way back in the day. Way. Like, I think in like high school I played Mad Father. It's been a long time. I just really love, I really love Mad Father. That series of games is really good. You should also play Witch's House, or if you're looking for more RPG Maker games, Witch's House is really good. Misao is really good. Made by the same creator as Mad Father, if I remember correctly. Umineko, but it's an RPG Maker horror game. That's called Witch's Heart. If you haven't played that, you should play it. You should absolutely play it. Ao Oni just dropped on Steam. Yeah, the Ao Oni remake slash like new Aoni thing. I don't know what's going on with it. I'll probably buy it. And also, Witch's Heart is like, it's not quite Umineko like, but it has similar, it's like similar in the like aspects to it, in which case it's kind of fantastical, but it's also like very character driven. Off to the closet until we meet again. Thank you, Bella. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you. But yeah, we have Umineko. No, you can't go back in the VOD. No. It's okay. It's okay. The VOD will be back. Umineko questions art first? Yes. Yes. I forget the Higurashi order. There's a lot of Higurashi games. Higurashi is also 4 question arts and the 4 answer arcs. Yeah, but they sell them separately instead of a big bundle, if I remember correctly. On Steam, at least. Yeah, they sell all of the chapters. Okay, no, they're labeled. Okay. Also, Lyra, if you want to read Higurashi, the first chapter is free to read if you're interested. It's apparently the first chapter is free on Steam. If you'd like to try it out, it's really good. I really love Higurashi. Higurashi is peak. Do you want the link to it? I can send it to you if you want. Let me pop this. Pops you open. Gives this to you. Higurashi is really good. It's really good. It's one of my favorites. Also, it's just got really... The anime is like mid for Higurashi. You can watch the anime if you want. It's how I originally consumed it back in the day, was through the anime. Because I'm a fake fan. But, okay, I think I found it. Yes. I did message you on Discord the first chapter. So, if you couldn't find it, I have it. Don't worry. Do not be afraid. Be not afraid. What other visual novels do I like? Have you played 9 Hours, 9 Persons? 9 Doors? Have you played 999? The manga for both Higurashi and Umineko are alright as well. Yeah, I also have read the Higurashi manga as well back in the day. Back in the day when it was still... You haven't, but you just bought 999? Big recommend 999. That's another favorite of mine. Ace Attorney is really good. I forget... Zeros, was it you who told me this? I forget how I learned this. I forget how I learned this fact. this Umineko fact. But apparently, Ryukishi was just like really into Ace Attorney when he wrote it. So if you like Ace Attorney at all, you love Umineko. You don't think that was you? I might have read it somewhere. I think I was looking at like interviews a while back from Ryukishi. I think I was just looking at interviews and stuff from him, and then I stumbled upon it. Just look at Battler pointing. Yeah, he loves pointing. His ass loves objecting to the existence of witches. Cause let's see. I've been really wanting to play. So this one I haven't played myself, but I've heard is really good. Winnie told me about it. Hypnospace Outlaw is another. I guess it's not really a visual novel, but it's kind of like more of a text-based like reading game. You need to know how to read to play this game. Let's see. What do I have? What's in my fucking list of games? Have you played? I would recommend playing 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors first, but AI the Somnium Files is also really good. Really good. It's not fully visual novel. It's more of a puzzle adventure game, but like I feel like they're similar enough that it's just like, because my main like interest is like murder mystery games. So what else do I have? I don't really have a ton of like I don't have a ton of visual novels in my Steam library. So let's see. I think those are my main recommendations. Ace Attorney Investigations Remasters being announced during Pride Month with Chef Kiss. Yes, it was. So proud of Edgeworth for coming out during Pride Month. So proud of him. I'm rooting for him. Thank you. I always knew he could do it. That's so true. I always knew he could do it. Let's see. But yeah, no, I'm so excited to read more of this. But I think I'm probably, it is 12:18 a.m. So I probably should wrap up just so I can get a good night's sleep. But I am thinking about this. Lyra, please play it. Please play it, Umineko. Please, 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 please. Begging on my hands and knees. Please, 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 please. With Riz, of course. I'll never say that again, actually. Let's see, who's up? Who up? Thanks for stream. Say less, it will be done. Join my book club. You can catch up. The Witch thanks you for your time and looks forward to hearing the beautiful, useless dream that is your theory. Thank you. I'm so excited for more theory crafting. I love, like, that's my favorite part about, like, mystery games in general. Is just, like, it's literally just, like, theorizing and, like, having thoughts, you know? I just like having, I like thinking, you know? I'll have you know, I love thinking. And by the same point, I hate thinking, you know? I hate being wrong. Let's see. Thinking about women. Yes! Let's fucking go. We love thinking about women. That's it. That's Umineko. Thinking about women. Anybody new we can raid? Rin is on. Rin is playing Elden Ring. Lily has just popped open. Stream. Henya, I heard you. Kill Yoko. We raided Yoko last time. Let's see. I will not be lazy. I will find someone new. I swear. Let's see, because if we like Kale? Yeah, maybe Kale is playing Ocarina of Time. Maybe. Let's see. Yoko is playing Dave the Diver. I love that game. There's always Cam. I'm waiting. I don't want to see any new Vault Hunters. No new Vault Hunters. Not until I log into the server on Sunday. There's apparently a server-wide event. Everyone's building their bases on the beach. We're all beach-pilled. We're all going on vacation this season of Vault Hunters. Yoko does. I'm still deciding. I'm still deciding. Let's see. Oh, that game looks super cute. Lily is playing a game that I've never heard of. I think Lily might be a good choice. Is this like it's like a pixel platformer, I think? It might be a platformer. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. Okay. We raid. Lily Blue 53. But okay. I will see you guys tomorrow on Parfai's channel. We're gonna be playing some more Goody Two Shoes. Hopefully getting finishing another day up in Goody Two Shoes, and then on Saturday we're gonna be playing some Minecraft. I'm gonna be maybe joining Winnie potentially. I invited her to play on Saturday on the server, but we're gonna play some Minecraft because I'm working on something. Because the server got updated to 1.21. We're finally free. We're finally free from everything. I can go to the trial chambers. I can go to get a new dog that has a cool color, but we're not gonna do that yet. We're not doing that yet. No. Because I have a special plan. I have a special plan to get people together to enjoy the update as a group. So, we're gonna do that eventually. And then on Sunday we're gonna play some Vault Hunters. I do love vaulting and hunting, and the new Vault Hunters update is out, and I'm very excited. I've been watching, I've been watching like I've been seeing like bits and pieces of the official Vault Hunters server run by the creator this week, and it looks very fun. The new stuff looks really interesting. I'm really interested in it. So but we're gonna start this up. But once again, I'm Umineko, Ghost Train Conductor, over on the Gehenna Express. We're relating Lily. Lily's a wonderful, wonderful gamer, and very, very chill, very cozy, very comfy. So we will give Lily our best choo-choos, and we're gonna pop that on there. We get our choo-choo raids ready. Get our choo-choos all in line. Get your coal ready. Our next stop on the Gehenna Express is over at Lily Blue. This will be our final stop for the night. Once again, I'm Umineko, Ghost Train Conductor, over on the Gehenna Express, your #1 afterlife travel service. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!